doing too much today. We have the sun and the moon. In between the sun and the moon, I guess. Just guide, kind of. Dason, Smyth-EL. You might know a guy or two that's related to me. Preston John, Genghis Khan, those guys. Their grandson. And I want to thank you for joining my channel. I'm looking right now, first thing in the morning. Get a black and mild breakfast of champions, breakfast of chiefs. And I had quite a bit of revelation, so just want to share it for myself, I think, so I can later chat GPT or someone's going to steal it and someone else will say the same thing I'm saying now. So for posterity, I'm doing this video. But I want to talk about fear versus uncertainty as the headline. And then I'm talking about this little chaos simulator I have with internal dialogue. Won't work on both of these ideas in real time. I think they're fucking important. And they're going to be critical to mental health. Yeah, I think it'll help a lot of people who may have experienced the spectrum of mental health concerns or issues. Yeah, so I'm excited to share this with you guys. I'm still thinking about it though, so bear with me. I won't check the chat in a minute. I'm just appreciating for the first time being in a desert and I'm not fucking fried. This is so different. If this was like this year round, I fucking shit. I'll drive to the damn beach. Fuck it. This shit's beautiful, boy. So perfect time to share my revelations about that. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Composure Slim. Whoa. CDFD. Oh, we can get some more people in here. It's early, ain't it? My bad, y'all. I just figured out this video. This might be a short video, too. This might be a short video. This part of the video, I should say. So let me just freestyle through this shit before I get to the story. So what happened was, shout out to Replay Gang in the Future. I had this thought when I was reading the Bible last time. On stream, actually. And it kind of stuck with me. And it led me to some other shit about our stress, our internal dialogue, or those of us who come from more extreme environments and had dealt with like a, dare I say so cliche, a narcissistic upbringing that we may have mistakenly equated to slavery. And I know that's demonstrably false, by the way, but it is narcissistic the way they did us. It would seem like slavery. So I want to address some of the nuance of how to counter that or view it in yourself if you have troubles with it. And maybe you don't know you have troubles with it. That's what the revelation is to me. So I'm going to share how it occurred to me and some of the background behind it, and hopefully what I plan to do about it, once you hear everything. So that's the prequel. That's the preamble. I copy and paste that chat GPT and I said, write this like a white man. And man, they'll have me publish tomorrow, boy. They'll have me publish tomorrow. They gonna have me on Oprah when I'm done with these. Give me about 100 of these. Watch what happens. I'm telling you. X marks the spot. Oh, they're already contrailing the air. They put an X up there for real. I gotta show y'all. Hold on. Let me get out the fucking street so they don't hit me. I'm still gonna keep it hood adjacent. You know how I am. But I think this should make a lot of sense, even for the girls. Although it won't be from the perspective of a woman. Disclaimer alert. These thoughts assume accountability. Hold on. All right, so let's try this shit. Can we get the X marks the spot? Oh, we on today, boy. We on one today. Yeah, we on one today. Shout out to the chat real quick one more time, 1.3. Hold on. Thank God, I can't see. Kind of nigga get a pencil. Hold on. Rahul, how you doing, India? Jonathan, I see you. Edmund. Look, we're not doing that right now. We're gonna do some mental health shit real quick. Hold on. So what happened was, when I was reading, who chapter was that? Enoch, according to the Septuagint. Something rang out to me when I was reading it again, and it like really rung with me ever since. Like I'm still pondering. And that goes into my my other term I have. It's called it the surface level internal dialogue simulator. We'll get to that in a second. So I was having one of those moments with this word. So Enoch is in a dream state, or a state akin to sleep. If you're a psychonaut, you know everybody want to add drugs to the Bible. So let's say he's on mushrooms or acid trip, or he's really high. I haven't had that marijuana yet. But whatever the case is, he's in an altered state. And in that altered state, you know how that shit go if you dream. He is describing things with his waking language model, but there are things that don't exist in his waking model. Thus, there's a transfer, there's a loss, there's a packet loss of accuracy because he's saying some shit and someone else is writing it down. And all three of you, and you're fourth party to this shit, you can't imagine exactly what he's imagining, nor could you imagine that his target audience at his time even imagined it to be, right? So you're at the mercy of your own internal mid-journey, your own internal dialogue simulator about anything you come across. So you understand where I'm going with this. But the thing that fucked me up about knowing that already and having to make it make sense for us today, the one thing that they wrote, mind you, this is a third party writing this story, assuming that he can talk to Enoch about when Enoch was talking to angels when Enoch was sleeping. So, you know, like Enoch had to wake up and then tell this story later, and then someone else had to tell it and write it. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta think about how many people before it gets to us, right? That's not the problem though. Whoever the writer was, and I think about that because someone on our side of reality wrote it, right? It's in physical. So someone in the physical wrote this, that the angels were asking Enoch, why does he have so much fucking questions about the things he sees in his imagination? And you know what I'm saying? That shit kind of racked my mind a little bit. It hit me different, I should say. Because every angel asks him that. Matter of fact, when the writer is saying the angel says something to the man, their first question to the man, first of all, the angels look talking to a man anyway. How come the angels ain't like, yo, look at this little weak ass nigga, bitch ass nigga? Like, none of that kind of dialogue, none of that side chatter. No attitude, no personality, no bravado. Like, these are archangels, you feel me? Nah, they were like, what you want to know for? Like, ain't that a stupid fucking question if you're an archangel? There's some very smart people writing this story. At the very least, on our side of reality. They're very, for thousands of years ago, if you really catch that shit, like, come on, my nigga. We ain't got nobody like that for real now. So imagine. But wouldn't that be kind of retarded? An archangel asking a son of man why you want to know shit at a time his world is fucked up because of what the other angels taught them. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. So if we're really witnessing this in real life, you know, they spare words in writing that story. So that's kind of stupid to go through every archangel, all 7 of them, and the first thing they ask a man, like, remember, Enoch's a man first. He's not a son of God or nothing like that. He ain't one of their kids yet. They ain't come down yet. Ezekiel's still on the other side right now. You understand? That's in the timeline of the writer, I mean. So they can't include, you know what I'm saying? They can't go past the flood yet. So Enoch, regular. He might be the hominid they digging up. All kind of shit. You understand something? The dark-skinned ones. Come on, Asiatic. So for an archangel to be outside of the firmament, you know, however they may appear in their natural habitat, that'd be kind of fucking stupid to waste your lines in the Bible 7 times. They wasted lines 7 times. An archangel is asking a regular person, why? So that shit was just floating in my head. Because I know that don't make no sense. So I allowed myself to go through my different filters I got. I got different Instagram filters on how I look at the same shit. I said, let me change this to metaphysics real quick. Okay, let me think about this shit again. Pause. What's good, Art of War? Shane Legs, what's good, my melanated brother? You're so funny. Jonathan, Art of War, Mr. Now in the building. So far, this shit started because Enoch provoked me with insulting my assumed intelligence on the fact that archangels don't understand why a man is asking questions about being the only man to have ever seen the heavens. So let's just get out the way. Get out the way. But then they say something else, right? Where's heaven at? Heaven's inside of you. All right, so if you ever came up on Bobby Hemmett, Brother Panic, you kind of have like a working language model already on how that shit can go. Your work, your great work, Mason, is in dream space. Hold on now. DreamWorks. Okay, Paramount. You count the stars yet, fallen angels? Probably not. So they're all telling you the most important part of your existence, if you will, you know, for a conversation about mental health and all that kind of shit, is your imagination. And that's where we get back to this internal dialogue simulator that we got. Some people got different ones. See, that's what the game's fucked up. And that's how, like, whoever wrote the Bible, I know they had an internal dialogue microcomputer. Everyone ain't got an internal dialogue, so maybe that's why they can't read the Bible for it. Because they aren't able to assume or monkey branch and make it make sense in their own life. It's the living word part. Everyone ain't got that type of mind. But then I go, wow, I guess that's up to their design. Thank God mine is divine. Now let's keep going, right? So I do. So I think this will be very powerful because I have one of those. I think it'd be more powerful that I have one of those. I'm neurodivergent, and I'm in the bloodline of the crazy ass people who write books like that. So I'm gonna take you somewhere with it. So what's my loop? I have a loop every day that I have to break. Whether it's fears, doubts, all these kind of things, you know how this shit go. Whether it's your bills, whether it's your baby mama, or whether it's the white man in the world. You kind of have to, if your subconscious mind has suggested any of those pulses, or as the sisters will say, triggers, and I guess some of us went through so much it's on a hair trigger. But whatever that is, I had an epiphany about it. Thank you for letting me cross. For a state of non-drivers, like everyone hates the way they drive out here. They haven't been in North Carolina, obviously, but they hate the way they each other drive out here. But they're very kind of pedestrians. It's very weird. Everyone tells me 30 fucking yards in advance. Come on, brother, just walk on by. In my mind, see, the simulator's doing it right now. I see Bernie Mac talking about knees to chest, motherfucker, knees to chest. So I just keep that. I keep him alive. If someone lets me cross the street, I go to 1.25. So like, everybody ain't that divine. They don't always do that, right? And decision making, I mean, right? So I had to choose in real time. So it's not a trigger really, but the trigger was, I'm in the middle of thinking about it and doing something else, and now this person has made a decision to let me walk by. I have to make a decision in real time. So remember what Bernie Mac said, and then turn on my consideration engine and just speed the fuck up anyway. Because I have once driven cars, and I understand. It shouldn't take 5 minutes for your fat ass to cross the street. Thus. But guess what? All of that doesn't fucking matter. So it took me a while to climb that ladder. I was saying to myself, in one of those type of loops, I'm like, hey, yo, self, what up? What's the fucking purpose of entertaining any internal dialogue about situations that have not yet happened, most likely will not happen, or are so far in the future? Why do we invest so much energy into the simulation of it? Because if you're like me, our simulations are tough. For my example, situations with girls or something, arguments, those type of things. You know, you can almost hear someone say something before they say it. My mind will go in and just say it. And then my mind will go to audacity meters and go, well, this, and this. I got an A, B, C, and D just in case. And if that shit don't work inside of my head, like if that shit don't work to me, I do it again. C weak as fuck. A, B, C plus D. All right. So if this happens, this is what it is. If that doesn't happen, that's because this person did that over there. And if they didn't do that, then that means this is how they feel. Like, I'm really ill with this shit. I can do some fucking screenplays for real. But that's because I have internal dialogue simulator. You know, I got mine from the ancestors. I understand the Bible just that much better now. It's an internal dialogue simulation of surface level shit that probably never happened. But unfortunately, psychology, to those who probably don't have one, they keep it at triggers, trauma, and feelings. Strange story. So let's talk about that. I think that part's for the girls or something. But for the boys, for the men. When I was a child, I did childlike things. I think it's time for you to throw it away. Peep game. So you know how it is with like Neville Goddard and shit like that. They're like, yo, shit that ain't happened just yet. You can just hold in your mind's eye what you want to happen next. And there's a probability, important word. There's a probability, important word. There's a probability if you set your intentions about some shit you're about to approach, it'll go the way that you intended. I mean, I did that as soon as I got here. From some new sneakers to some cologne. I set the prices in my mind. I said that would be fine. I intended to go to one store, and then last minute I called Audible, went to another one, and everything was there in the same fucking line. But there's a probability that couldn't have happened too. It doesn't always happen like that, Jack. So, you understand what I'm talking about? So you got a probability engine. For men, I think, it's the difference between fear and uncertainty. A lot of shit that we simulate that stresses out, if you really hold it up to a fear candle, you're not really even afraid of the outcome. If you got an internal dialogue like I do, you already know the fucking outcome. So if you know the outcome, what's there to fear or be scared of? You may not like it, but if you put your mind in that outcome, I bet you can find a way around it. So when the outcome comes inevitably because you're creating it, you ain't surprised, so what are you afraid of? That's what I'm saying. A lot of this shit, they got in the wrong box. I don't think the mind is doing that because it's afraid or in a fear mechanism. I think the mind just don't like fucking uncertainty. Hold on, one more time. It might sound like the same thing. Some people may be afraid of uncertainty. Nah, I'm pretty sure I could beat uncertainty's ass, and I'm doing the video to do it. So, I'm not afraid of uncertainty. But it's crazy to me that I can almost guarantee you, if you make this mathematic and computer science-wise, you're like, oh, it's a probability engine. It's stressing you out because of uncertainty. And that's why you're asking so many fucking why questions, Enoch. Because it started like, Enoch accordingly saw his own vision, his own dream, and it was scaring him. Like, oh my God, this is all fire and shit. Some terrible shit I can't even write down yet. Did you see what these motherfuckers was wearing? This nigga being walked through by a fucking armor bearer of God. What the fuck can he be scared of? So now we know. He ain't really scared no more if he keep going. Come on, God. There's no way he's scared anymore if he just kept going. He kept going. He went through all 7 archangels' visions. And they kept asking him, why you asking him why for? The nigga wasn't scared. He was uncertain. See what I'm saying? See, so for men, you gotta adopt a new language model for this shit. This ain't PTSD, bitch ass nigga feeling shit. This is like, yo, when I was a little kid, that time around 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, some shit didn't go the way I wanted to. I don't like that shit. I ain't gonna do that no more because I don't like that shit. And sometimes you're talking about a bitch. I ain't gonna lie first thing in the morning. So are you afraid of the bitch? Are you afraid that she left you? Or are you just fucking disappointed that she fucked up your internal dialogue box and probability and everything she did fell under uncertainty? Come on now. Come on now, I'm preaching today. Don't worry about it. You ain't gotta, listen. Listen, you can watch this on replay. It'll apply to you one day. Nah, you ain't gotta fear of nothing, nigga. Fear of what? Your thoughts being correct? That sounds fucking stupid if you're correct.
Good morning, buddy.
Good morning, Habibi.
How are you?
Beautiful, beautiful. How about you? Wali. Inshallah. All the good things, probably. Yeah.
جيت حلو وحدي يوم الصبح.
I'll be right there with you now. Hold on. I didn't forget what I said.
اي طبعا. هو سعد عن فلوس هنا.
4K video wall.
Yeah, Italy.
Italy.
Yes.
Etruscan things in there.
Here you go, buddy.
All right, you have a great day.
You too, thank you. Shit.
He said, shit. Everybody talk like the kid for real. Must be something quantum entangled in this bitch. All right, so yeah, where was I? I was somewhere now. I was talking about that girl that got on your damn nerves. You heard of a girl that's 5'5"? I fucking doubt it. It sounds like your ass don't like uncertainty. And you probably haven't liked an uncertainty since you were a kid. I'm pretty sure that's what it is with us. I'm pretty sure that the root mean square, the LCD of the year of all your mental health problems and programs, not problems, programs, they're programs. We're gonna keep it Neo, we're gonna keep it very Matrix-like. You have some very interesting programs that are born out of you not landing the backflip due to calculated risks that were uncertain. I understand everything. That's why I love the fact that I was one of those extreme kids who never broke a bone. Oh, because that was my thing. I ain't breaking shit, bitch. I'm praying to God every time I'm about to do a new backflip. Fuck out my face with this bullshit. I done hit my head on a diving board going backwards. You already know I ain't playing with these niggas. Like, nah, I done did a backflip on a trampoline and my legs landed in it and I was swinging upside down. Nigga, I ain't supposed to be here for real. But, haha, all those times I was pretty certain. I was pretty certain that no matter what happened next, it wouldn't hurt me. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was pretty certain that whatever the fuck I was trying to do, at the end of the day, it wouldn't hurt me. Oh my God. The only time I twisted my ankles, and I did it times 2, is because I went to do that backflip off the green box into the snow down a hill on a ledge, and the ice fucked me up. So I thought it was about a foot of snow. I was so uncertain that ice would be under it. I'm only in fucking 8th grade. How the fuck would I know the difference? Oh shit, there's ice under this shit. I thought it was just fluffy snow, X Games and shit. No, there's ice under this bitch. So the next year I did it again. I was like, let me try to do a front flip then. I'm talking about 10 feet in the fucking air, just doing a fucking backflip off a damn green box at nighttime because it snowed like that. I'm over that bitch. Woo! I'm coming down the hill, happened again. Different ankle this time. I only prayed for the one I did last year. Now you understand something. I ain't do that shit again. I don't have no more ankles to spin. But I needed that for character development. Then I knew I wasn't scared at least. It's just like, nah, it ain't worth it if you're uncertain. Oh, I know. I'm gonna take you right there to the ledge of the pool, ain't I? I got kids in my family mad at me that I taught them how not to fucking drown. Come on now. Someone talk to me. I taught these kids how not to drown. Come on now, God. They gonna appreciate that limbic nervous system mind map one of these fucking days. When they feel like the water is this damn high and they're gonna remember to breathe before it's too late. Now think, bitch, not panic. Oh, there it is right there. See, I learned this shit not being Captain Planet, but watching kids in the pool and shit. Like, motherfucker, you panicking. How the fuck you gonna save yourself and push me down? We both drown, stupid. But you see how they mind ain't adding shit. See, there's a 0 probability they even considered the fact. They don't have that type of internal engine, man. Come on now. They ain't got the chip update. They ain't got the same ChatGPT as you. I know that's right. I know that's right, God. I know that's right. You gotta look at how ugly their mama is. Come on now. I ain't lying yet. Come on now. Everybody ain't got the same design, kid. That's what makes this place beautiful. Remember, something, eye beholders. Nah, everything but probability engines. Miss me with your bullshit. See, ours is built different. Because we're the survivors, ain't we? We ain't talking about Holocausts and Gazas and genocides. We talking about everything for the past 2,000 years at least. Oh yeah, we got a Prime subscription at least to that engine. I'm still fucking here because of it. Jehovah or Saturn, nigga, we wrote about it before niggas knew you could write about the shit. How long you think we've been at this bitch? They don't put no respect on it. They think you could just call it and be a title or a skin color or something. You move to the wrong place on the wrong island, and then all of a sudden, no, God's chosen. Nah. Chosen should be champions. Maybe that's the wrong word. Maybe we're not God's chosen. No. I played enough video games. We're God's champions. If God started the book with genetics and Genesis, And we're still the last man standing. Come on now. We got a very unique microchip. You've heard about it. Melanin, probably. Oh, you heard it changes skin colors. I'm talking about your motherfucking pineal gland. Oh, that's a totally different thing. But if you notice where we used to stand and all the shit that turned into sand, but they said it used to be underwater or at least a jungle, right? I ain't stupid yet. Something turned that shit into a desert. We talk about it later as I'm sitting in the middle of one. So you notice that there's so much emphasis on the right angles and pineal glands. Oh my God. Would you know that that is the center of your imagination? All right, so if you have an active, wild, vivid imagination of fuckery and uncertainty, what does that tell you about your design? Oh, you're descended from one of them. No shit. So anyway, let us just talk about it. So this way we ain't gotta worry about nobody else's. Look, I ain't worried about, look. They got RH, Neanderthals, and all kind of shit in between us. Cool fucking story. But my AI chip was planted in me by geniuses, not monkeys. So hold on now. Not saying that a monkey ain't got to worry about falling from the tree, but I'm saying like I could create 144 branches of 144 different trees in my imagination, and the monkey just chasing a banana or something. Come on, different story, different simulation. So what I think it is that the way they've done media and the way that they have trauma shocked us and lied and nudged, and I'm talking about everybody now, everybody with this micro processor we got. I think what we have done is a disservice to ourselves by allowing ourselves to animate all the suggested violence. Like if you ever did animations, there's just something called a keyframe, meaning all you got to do is put an image, let's say of a stick figure standing straight in frame 1, and then fast forward to frame 30 and just take his arm and raise it horizontally. And then you select both of those keyframes, 1 and 30. And then you highlight them and you say create a motion between them. Then the calculator will do the motion in between them. It'll do the swing. It'll do all the gravity between frame 1 and frame 30 for you. You don't got to sit there like a little flip book and draw each one. No, you do 1 and 30. Then you go back and do another arm. And then you do that and you do his face until you get that one motion complete. But there's a motion tween in between them. And I think we've been motion tweening all of their fuckery and suggestions. I'm pretty sure we have. I'm pretty sure the talk shows, the soap operas, CNNs, all the little cool kid movies that you're seeing when you was a kid, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of power of suggestion that's a lot worse and more memorable because of all your motion tweening. I know that's right, Jesus. I'm pretty sure it's right. I'm pretty sure that's how this is going for everybody right now. World War and everything else in between us. But I'm sitting between the sun and the moon right now. I ain't seen a missile yet, bitch. So I gotta simulate being in Gaza and Poland and all this shit and stress myself out because motherfuckers ain't got shit else to talk about. Come on now. Come on, fuck me. I understand. We get it naturally now. They make different TV stations for this shit. They make different TV stations to hallucinate situations and operations that ain't even fucking happening. And these motherfuckers ain't even smart enough to understand the operation if it was happening. And then they forget the whole time this shit is orchestrated from a different dimension. So why the fuck are these bitches in my face getting paid to mention dumb shit? Come on now, talk to me nice. I know it. I know it's right. I'm pretty certain we're gonna figure this out. Something talking to angels and Enoch. I'm with them. I'm with them on that one. You asking why they're all the wrong fucking questions. And when they don't give you an answer to your question, what do? You simulate all the possibilities. I know I'm right. I know it. But you only simulate the possibilities that are uncertain to you, not the ones you already know about. That's why things like Easter Bunny, Santa Claus stand out so loud. You just forgot when you first found out. That shit was kind of traumatizing. And the cool shit about it is like, damn, motherfuckers lied to me. It wasn't traumatizing that the faggot wasn't real jumping in our trampoline and we couldn't pull the glicky on him. It was traumatizing that it was you bitch ass niggas and you still didn't get me what I want. Come on now, talk to me. Was you outside? Was you outside? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, we're gonna fine tune that mentalism real quick, metaphysicians. I got you now. I want to take you all the way to the ending, from the beginning. Listen, I know how to do this shit now. They got me fucked up. Shout out to Mr. Now. I see you now. I see everybody in here. Hopefully these formulas will help someone else out. That's all it is. I haven't figured it all out. I just started to begin it. See what I'm saying? I'm already using my engine for something better rather than using the same engine to worry all morning about, oh, let's see what the bitches are talking about. Oh, they still haven't figured it out. Let's see who's arguing with me now. As if the proof will settle them down. Like, let me see what's going on with the Buble and the turtles and the bottles. Oh, probably nothing if the pill isn't filled up in her bottle. I get it. Like, what the fuck am I worrying about? These motherfuckers can't beat me either way. So I don't even have to use that same engine. Come on now. You ever hit tab or something? You ever change from your mixer page to arrangement? You know your brain could do the same fucking thing for real. In Studio One and Pro Tools, they call it workflows or work windows, where you can take a snapshot of a certain workflow for a certain designation of behavior activities in your audio, or even in graphics programs where they really got it from. But either way, you take a snapshot of that, like, oh shit, let me go back to the drum bus and all that shit without scrolling all the way down, and just hit the snapshot command function part 5.5, right? And you right there in due time. You gotta learn how to do that shit with your mind. Right now, your mind, or if you're younger, your mind just kind of automatically chose the best ones and weapons for certainty. But let's complete the sentence. For the certainty of your survival. You understand? It's not survival mode. It's a survival modality. One more time. I used to hear that shit all the time. Like, I even had a girl say that to me. And I think maybe her word model and my word model wasn't at the same time. And maybe she meant it exactly the way that I'm starting to hate. But I can't trust the fact that she knew what the fuck she was talking about based on how she was living her shit. But you know how it is. We're doing it again. Making judgment and evaluations of uncertainty and probability if this bitch was right. I'm already doing it. How about I don't do that? See what I'm saying? You gotta catch yourself. See, once I break this code for you, you'll start hall monitoring your thoughts, or being a little cross guard for which you're about to invest your thought space and words into. Even when you're answering other people, there's 1,000 different ways you can answer them for real. But you have to catch it. You have to catch which modality is activated by default. Because generally we're lazy. That shit's a muscle memory now. So it's gonna take you like 21 days for a new habit and about 90 days to lock the skill down. But I forgot, I'm Tartarian. I'm gonna do a third of that. Same story. Take me a week to 3 weeks, probably. But now, because I'm recording it, it's gonna happen so much faster because now I'm accountable to myself. Hold on now. See, I'm gonna give you all the hacks before I'm done. That's what big brothers used to do back in the day when we had Segas and Super Nintendos. I know these little niggas don't. You see, you just keep stacking it and stacking it. But not all of them. Woo! Trust me, he'll be the first one to tell you. But did you know that if you want to use, what is that bitch name? Chameleon. That's a Mortal Kombat character that they haven't done, but that exists on Nintendo 64, by the way. Chameleon is all like new J-Bot, but for the girls. She's Jade, Melina, Katana, and all of them, like their color palette. Actually, I think they gave her a move list too, or something. They did some weird shit where you glitch the game and you can get her. And she's all the girls in one. On Nintendo 64, I think Mortal Kombat Ultimate or some shit, 3. Whatever, right? But you know how it is. You run into that little geek. That was me. That was me, see? That memory is from like 30 years ago. But I still got it. So imagine all your and all your probabilities, all your dice rolls, and all your bets, all those women, all those jobs, all those stupid purchases. Your manila folder is probably pretty dense on that. But since we're talking about probabilities of survival, you know what we don't do in place of that? Think about all the times we win. Oh, I'm gonna take you somewhere today. I know those 2 flips I did where I twisted my ankle. Guess what, bitch? I still landed it. I twisted it after I landed it, though. Come on now. So it wasn't like I broke my back or broke a bone. Nah, I landed it, took the wrong step. You know how it is, momentum and force and all that shit on ice. And I was like, I wasn't prepared to slide after that. I wasn't snowboarding yet. But think about all the other flips I had to do before I was brave enough to do those flips. I landed them too. And that's probably why you don't know too many tall, crazy niggas like me who would even try that. My probability meter was I landed at least 10,000 prior. Shit, I had a trampoline next door. Come on, God. I didn't have it. Understand something. But I'm the type of kid they see like, hey, what you doing today? Not shit. I noticed you've been staring at the trampoline. Oh shit, you noticed me. Yeah. Our son, he don't even be here like that no more. You could come over and use it if you want to. See, they older people. I think if it made them feel good to have a kid in their backyard again. Understand something? Oh my God. Thank God for them. What your parents say? When will we get a trampoline for? Would you want to break your neck? See, right there. Right there, right? All of those little parables they say you got from slavery is really narcissistic, but it's super narcissistic because they're scared of death. Woo! Ha! Come on now. A lot of them people that was trying to curtail our behaviors, even when it came to the street shit. Like, how many times I had to walk through the street, bitch, by my damn self as a little baby? I didn't get hit by a bullet yet. But they said, be careful every time you undid a latch. Be careful, watch out for the cops, watch out for that. They're scared of death. Bitch, you about to die anyway. See, it's unchecked, surface level, survival mode, simulations in their brain. Your sister always tells you, back in my day, the older ones, I told him not to go out there with his friends. See, that's why his ass got locked up. Bitch, you dated a drug dealer. You're not Miss Cleo. That's the probability. But you're really concerned about the probability of him cheating. Come on now. Am I preaching to somebody yet? You've heard this story before. I know you have. I'm showing you how the brain works different. But we're using the same language. Oh my God. You know, we so smart, our brain don't know the difference. One more time. Your brain don't know the difference between right and wrong, up and down, left and right, and hot and cold. That is not default. That is not what it does. It does simulations of survival. You define the language model. You define that up and down, left and right is important. But if you're a hunter or an archer, you need to know all the diagonals and angles in between that. And you don't know one of them. Let's talk about it. You're used to walking on your feet, and if you trip over a rock, you might stumble and shit. I'm used to a skateboard. I'm about to go switch stance. Your brain don't know when to go switch stance. Mine does. No matter how big I've ever was. If I got on a skateboard and that shit's about to lose control, I always land. I can't always ride it and do a trick, but if that shit slip, I'm not slipping with it. 40 years on a goddamn road. More like 34, but same story. See, your brain don't know that's important unless you tell it it is. And what has happened to us as kids, that everyone else gave us their fears. So it's like having memory slots or inventory slot in an RPG video game. You got 6 slots as a kid. Your parents and your guardians and your environment gonna fill that shit up with bullshit just to make sure your dumb ass lives. You understand everything. But at some point, you get strong enough, what do you gotta do? Unequip it. Question. Do any of you know how to unequip useless thoughts and patterns? Have you done that science before? Ahmet says, I think your blood sugar will drop. I think you're a fucking idiot. No one fucking acts your dumb ass. How about you worry about your shit, bitch? How about you smoke some weed and shut the fuck up and listen and become a fucking man? Stop worrying about what the fuck I'm doing. You didn't have to block him. Maybe he didn't have a father or something. He must be used to being surrounded by bitch ass niggas. Same story, probably. So anyway, your programming is only as good as the quality. I'm a champion of survival mode, probably. So this is how it was bothering me. It'll create scenarios that ain't real, and I make them realer than 3D. And then I ponder on the shit. And then, you know how that shit go. Whatever you hold in your imagination and your thoughts, it goes into your body and shit. Yo, dulum obligata and the other obligatas, I don't know the name of those. I ain't really worrying about them shits. But they start releasing chemicals, hormones, cortisol, stress, all kind of other things. And then guess what? If you do it every day, even if just for a little while, that chemical release becomes a routine. It's almost like an addiction. So if you ever been afflicted by one of these, you know how it feels when you're like, shit, it's about time for me to get one. And if you don't get one, or if you go there and they don't have it, that instant, what the fuck bastard, that's all a chemical reaction. That's not even a thought pattern. It's a reaction. It's a thought reaction to an emotional pattern that came from a chemical stimulus. Come on now. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get through this shit. So I thought about that. This stupid ass thought, I done did about 100 different versions of reality, and I already know what they are. Matter of fact, I'm doing it faster every time it comes up. But guess what doesn't change? The feeling of the bitch. See, that chemical has a duration. Your heart's pumping in and your blood is going all around that bitch. Then it recycles back into your mind, and your mind goes, what is this? And then it brings it right back to the front of your mind, saying, hey, we detected that you released this stimulus. Are you about to fight or fly? What would you like for us to do with this? And you're like, wait one more minute. Let me run it through the probability engine one more time. Come on now. What you're trying to stop is chemical production, not thought production. Come on, God. Talk to them. They said they like alchemy and chemistry. I thought that was all just chemical. Come on now. I thought it was alchemical. Oh my God now. Pharmaceutical. Oh my God now. Aren't they giving you something physical to change something physical so that your thoughts could feel better at least? Come on, God. We right there, ain't we? They got a pill for depression, apparently. I should have had that since I was a little boy. But I didn't. Thank God for it. I was able to deal with despair and all kind of shit. Because I was a smart kid. I was trying to figure the problem out, not dwell in it. But I ain't everybody. I get it. I think that's a UAP I'm just staring at. Hold on. Or a plane bouncing off the sun looking like one. By the way, the moon's out at 8 o'clock. I think you're drunk. Ain't that a bitch? That type of moon in the daytime, like it didn't even switch. That makes your fucking science useless. They don't have no reason for that to exist. If you on a fucking ball and it's spinning, bitch, how the fuck is it still here? Don't talk to me. They're gonna start giving you angles, degrees, and illusions, and numbers, and suns, and horizons, and all type of shit they can't show you the formulas for. But trust me, it's the science. Don't worry about it no more. And most people take that answer. They turn off their probability engine because science, as an authority, has a 99.9% chance of being right. What the fuck do I know, right? And ain't that what the arguments are? You're not a scientist. You're not a doctor. You didn't do this. You didn't know. How would you know more than a person that's just called scientist? Well, can you tell me the scientist's name and bring him on this chat with us? No. Then how the fuck do you know what a scientist know? I don't. Oh, power suggestion. I guess it's a self-fulfilling bias. Come on now. I'm out here and I ain't even trying yet. Hold on. I want to get back to what was bothering me. Thank God. I guess I woke up inspired. But I started bothered. Understand something. Right now I should be damn tired. But I'm not. I'm a little bit of a scientist. City Muhammad and all of them. All right. So what I had noticed was, in a particular thought sequence that would bother me to trigger a I don't feel this shit type of pattern, because I rarely get sad and depressed. I might go through despair and smack the shit out of it, and then I'm just like in a this shit is whack as fuck. I get more whack as fuck feelings than depressed feelings. Thank God. I'm tough. But in the whack as fuck feeling, I had to think about where it came from, and this time my brain was working with me. So what I noticed was, when you first wake up, you don't feel a thing. Even some of my more persistent ailments in the last 4 years, even when my esophagus was closing up, because I think we had a poison ivy or some shit growing, and in the spring when it gives off pheromones, it'll choke you up. I didn't know that. I had no fucking probability engine. I didn't even go to a doctor for that shit. My dumb ass forgot you could just took Benadryl. I thugged through that shit for about 30 goddamn days. In those 30 days on day 15, that's how much I remember that shit. It completely went away. I was like, oh shit, I'm out of the clear. God damn, I could breathe some fresh air. Imagine my dumb ass was still smoking. And then it happened the next day. I was like, ah, shit, bitch. But what was different this time, I had a magic potion. I knew that bitch went away. I was like, this is about to be a cakewalk. I'll just go through it today. Nah, that bitch lasted for 2 more weeks. Fucking pheromones didn't stop yet until it was a goddamn tree. But it helped me learn a lot about me. I didn't need a fucking scientist. All I had to say is, yeah, it's hard to breathe, but did you die yet? No. Plus, I need a diet. I should try it. Oh, Dr. Sabi and all of that shit. Let me fast for a little while. How bad can it get? Dr. Sabi was dying. He said that shit took about 40 days. I was only at 16. I'll be all right. Let's see. I'm all right, ain't I? Still smoking, I can still breathe. I'll run a mile if you want me to. And back then I was 6'3", almost 400 pounds. Right now I'm like 255. It was only 4 years ago. So I think I worked that one out. And every time you do one of those things, like I said earlier, you don't remember the probability, and when your probability was 30%, but you still wanted to roll in the dice. You played those video games before. Thank God our brain is not a casino. You are the house. So even when your calculations fail you, you know there's other times that you shouldn't have landed, but you did. That's why I want to call to your attention. Because you don't pay enough attention to that dimension. That in order to counter any of that shit, all you got to do is remember all the times that you win. And if you don't remember the times you win, then you're in the wrong vibration. Oh my God. So just get you a piece of paper and start drawing the ladder. You can start with today. It don't even matter. Today I won because my Wi-Fi came on, my electricity came on, and I can wash my ass. You just start there. You could just fucking start there. You just start real quick. Just start right there. Your water work, your electricity work, and your Wi-Fi work. There we go. And then even if your Wi-Fi don't work, you woke up. Come on now, you can start somewhere. Because even when everything's wrong, you woke up. Meaning, you can remember the times when you woke up before and everything was right. Go ahead and write that down. You could just be grateful because you could remember a time when the lights was on. No Tartaria. That's why the lights back on. We remember the shit. We always had lights, bitch. Niggas don't like the dark. That's too uncertain. Come on now. Fuck with me. So, a lot of times when you're journaling, that's what they tell you to do. Write down your gratitudes. Let me modify that for you for men. Write down your victories. At the end of the day, this is the same guy that could pull a bad bitch. Oh my God. That's not average. I've seen him now. I've seen him out here now. I done hot potato the grenade or two my damn self. But everybody don't get the RPG with a pack-a-punch. Everybody can't even get the ray gun at the same time. Understand something? I remember the time I played Call of Duty and I had both. I had a pack-a-punch ray gun and I had a pack-a-punch thunder gun. Fuck everybody else on my goddamn team. They didn't help me when I went down the first time. Come on now, talk to me. See, I had to get both based on uncertainty until you get around round 30. Your ass is gonna need bullets. Them zombies don't stop, do they? See? Survival mode in a survival game. You gotta adjust your parameters accordingly. See, what used to work in that last game may not work in this one. You've seen it. That's how they be fucking up Call of Duty. Why the fuck you slow down to reload on my shotgun, bitch? No one asked you to balance some shit. Motherfuckers play this shit to win. But probabilities. If you got good at the last game and you can just do the same thing and beat it faster than the new one, then you'll get bored of the game and then you'll complain about it and then you probably won't buy the next one. Treyarch house rules. Understand something. A lot of those decisions and things we go through didn't have nothing to do with you. Hence why it triggers your probability engine. See, you know what you would do. You knew what they should have did. You knew what they could have did, but they didn't. Boom, back to uncertainty again. And that's a feeling as a man that you never want to be in. Correct me if I'm wrong. It ain't about being scared or tall. It's about being uncertain about your survival. Bitch fucking with your money. Your money's connected to survival. They fucking with your safety. Your body is your survival. They fucking with your probability of keeping your job, and your job is how you keep all of it. Yeah, my nigga. I would say it'd be crazy if I met a motherfucker that wasn't in survival mode. Because then I ask him, what you work so hard for? Come on now, fuck with me. It's so crazy and twisted that a lot of girls and women are only attracted to men in survival mode. If they're honest with themselves, come on now. You've seen the story before. How come the abuser, the shiftless, and the man on the couch keep a girl longer than anyone else? Well, let's do the LCD on these type of brothers. Don't worry about all the secrets and all the things they do under covers. Let's just call them all what they are. Brothers lost or stuck in survival mode. And what does that do to a woman? It makes her feel like she has a certain advantage. She doesn't have to worry about his escape route. If he ain't out in their streets when she's at work and shit, she know when she get home he gotta be there. Or she won't kick him out. Come on now. And when do those women fall apart? When another woman who is just as thirsty for attention and someone being in her house offers that same brother an upgrade from the couch. Come on now, talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. She don't leave him when she cheating on Brittany because Brittany got a boyfriend or a husband. She don't leave him when he's cheating with Vanessa and she don't really want him. She only freaks the fuck out and calls the cops and want to kill herself when he moving with another bitch. Tell me I'm lying. You gotta tell me I'm lying, because then you gotta tell me X don't mark the spot. The hell no. I ain't miss shit. I ain't miss shit. I don't be missing shit. I don't be missing shit. I can't miss this one. So yeah, you see a lot of people benefit and profit of always having the language model or the despair or the circumstance of being in survival mode. That's your Karens. That's your people on a gross amount of pills. That's the people out here tweaking and shit. Is that they ran out of sympathy because people start to notice, oh, you're shooting yourself in the foot. No wonder you're in survival mode. But thou shalt not judge. So I won't. At least about that. I don't have a mote in my eye, but there's still just a speck. I'll save my judgment. If she can't upgrade me, she cannot aid me. Oh shit, here we go again. It's affecting Gen Z already. Let me go back to the chat real quick. All right, remember where I landed that. Hold on. Oh, survival mode. Yeah. We wanna unhack that one. Art of War was good. JPX was good, brother. Shout out to TBFB, Terran Art, Jonathan, Terra Miss. What is your advice for the newer generation? Learning how not to be in survival mode. Stay tuned. Newton, King Well. That's what I'm talking about. Love one. Hey. Different play styles, different rewards too. Come on now. You ever played Destiny 2? Yep, the two pillars, Y and I. Seasons in between them. 333s. All right now. Condolences for your father, but this ain't the channel for that. Why you trying to get hurt always? Yep.
With the new shapes, it's getting way easier to do that. But it's still a game of insane active imagination to even play it. Come on now. PT Cruising, my fortune cookie last night. Oh shit, same story. What yours say? My fortune cookie told me to try gratitude. Oh shit. I got a fortune cookie that said my versatility or something. I'm like, yeah, I guess I am. PT Cruising, salute to the chat. If she can't upgrade me one more time, say hi to Brenda Donald. How you doing, Brenda? Let's say one more. Mr. Giles said it one more time. If she can't upgrade me, she cannot aid me. See, he go to the new chick house because he can hook up his PlayStation to the big TV. Oh man, he living large. And so is the new girl. I just don't understand. All women are beautiful, but aren't I prettier than her? Ah, sister, I caught you again. Women are social creatures. They require groupthink for survival. Understand something. Men don't. That's a big fucking difference. Women, you need consensus. Men don't. Fuck what a nigga think. Y'all care what your sister think. Until she's with your mister. And then she ain't your sister. And all these bitches think. I know the way y'all think better than you do sometimes, I think. Yeah, I can land that one 3 out of 5. But same story. We're all 10s. We're all beautiful. Until Pookie cheat on you with Sharonda. That wide back, bad built bitch. But if I left that shit on an Instagram comment, you like, you must not like your mother or something. I love my mother. You don't look nothing like her. Don't even go there with me, bitch. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, a green Saturn car. What today is it? What today it isn't? What today it is? What today is it? We don't know. I don't know. We'll get there in a minute. So for us, once you know it's a pattern recognition problem, once you know it's an input or a prompt, then it gives you in your mind the power to go whether or not you hit enter. See, there's nothing wrong with those thoughts. There's nothing wrong with the simulation in itself. I think the more super duper religious people stealing everything from everyone else made it dogmatic. See, they had to scare these people to get them to act a certain way. They needed a general consensus of checks and balances. So the best way to do that is through fear-based mechanisms. You heard about this before, MK Ultra and Project Mockingbird. Same story. That's why when you turn on the news, there's only bad news. Once in a while, they say, oh, there was a little retarded girl and she did something for the environment. But other than that, even in that, they have to spoil it. Why can't you get a bad bitch that's above average doing something cool with the kids? Like, I don't understand nothing. Ain't like they ain't out here. These choices add up, even to the telecaster, even to the prompter, even to the executive producer. They still have that same shit too. They don't even know why they do it no more by now. They're just used to it. Hence, indoctrination, mind control, government. You have a fear-based government, don't you? You have a fiat-based government, fear-based government. They create artificial scarcity. Have you seen how much land is unoccupied? Trust me, I don't think Mother Earth designed for us would mind it. The prices are arbitrary. If you remove the licenses and requirements for approval, you could probably live anywhere. Now, it might not be good for your survival, but motherfuckers fuck around and find out eventually. I mean, after all, we had to. Yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere with that. So you have to think about all your stimuluses and inputs that tell you this is that. And even being able to deal with that and go, no, but that is this. But better for a man. Nah, motherfuckers, whatever I say it is. How about that? How about that? How about you start living your life internally in your simulation like, nah, this shit ought to go the way I say it does. Even if the probability is you're wrong. Which wrong with being wrong? Are you afraid of surviving judgment or being wrong? It's inside your damn head, bitch. Nobody said you had to say it. That's a key takeaway right there. You might be judging yourself too hard because you think someone else is listening. I assure you, 99.9% of the times, no scientists. Motherfuckers really don't give a fuck. They just want a surface level conversation to simulate all of their responses with. And I think that's why so-called neurodivergents hate surface level conversations. Because this is shit we don't even think about no more. Ooh, key crisp. Jonathan said 3. Tough. Cocodrilo, tacorito. These are facts. Gratitude's part 2. My menu cookie last night told me to try ratatouille. But in all seriousness, just the fact that you could take a peaceful shit somewhere is already a super win. That's a very interesting story. I wouldn't have went with it, but I get what you're saying. No snakes out of your toilet seat, I guess. It happens to some people, I guess. It wouldn't hurt to check. Especially if you're on an airplane. Samuel Jackson or something. How the fuck is the moon going to be behind the clouds in the daytime? The moon want to be a sun so bad. These niggas making checkerboards in the sky. Like, oh yeah, that's completely natural. But no. We're not spraying chemicals. What they mean is they're not. But someone fucking is. Take me to your fucking manager, bitch. Of course the person you're asking that don't know shit ain't doing it. It ain't like a fucking conspiracy. That motherfucker's stupid. He don't trust his own goddamn eyes. I just saw another plane from the airport not do the same thing in the sky. There it is. This motherfucker right there. Ain't no exhaust on his panels. Them motherfuckers don't even use gas for it. But these motherfuckers do. Tic-tac-toe and king me too. God damn. We gotta wait for motherfucking white people on TV to catch up. Oh, they are. Well, the Marines spray chaff in the sky sometimes to fuck up the weather. They fucked it up all right. Why a faggot trying to be Mother Nature? You know the answer to that. Fear of survival. Now we know it's not about farming. Ooh, got them. They're afraid of the sun frying them. And they're just making it hotter. Maybe they haven't really tested all the active ingredients of their bullshit. I say they're making it worse. They don't even know what season it is no more. It costs a lot to be stupid. And that's why you spend so much time in your internal simulation. You already know that. A lot of us can't afford to be wrong about anything. At least that's the way they make us think. Or feel. But imagine all the situations you went around arguing and debating with people at work or at school or even in life that's real. Who don't ever know anything. They might even have a better job and car than you. And this motherfucker don't know anything. True. So what does that tell you? That you're worrying about things that even a stupid person can do without thinking. Now run your probability engine through that shit. If a retarded motherfucker can get a driver's license, then what are you worrying about? If a stupid motherfucker could be president, then what are you talking about? If a bitch ass nigga could be a soldier, what are you worried about? It seems like all these active roles are just made up. And the worst part is, it was made up a long time ago. Now think about how dumb they were with no Wikipedia or iPhone. It'll add up eventually. that for many of us, a lot of your worst fears are ancient history. These motherfuckers are growing up on iPads, dog. They couldn't make a collect call if they wanted to. That means they removed a lot of survival skills, a lot of language models, a lot of mental connections that wouldn't resonate if you talked about it. That's how they do a reset of your history too. Just by not talking about the same things, by being caught up in all the other things. I'm putting the white Jesus there and saying, hey, beware, survival mode. Stay clear of your own things and come over here. We'll give you free sugar at least. Don't forget, they didn't beat nobody. They offer them a lot of survival benefits by creating an artificial problem to begin with. You've seen it. Problem, reaction, solution. Problem, reaction, solution. Just cut right through it. You got a problem and solution. Well, the solution is contingent upon what? Your reaction. So what happens if you don't react to the problem? And nothing happens. Back to the drawing board for them. And that's what's happening now, isn't it? Problems, reactions, solutions. They're saying they're trying to start all kind of wars. A civil war between black and white people. Bitch, for what? We ain't got the goddamn money. And last time I checked, my signature ain't on the Federal Reserve. Next. Problems between me and Latinos and Mexicans. I'm pretty sure those are my Indian associates. Next. Problems between us and the rest of the world. They never seen me on TV before. They're mad at those people. Next. Problems because Russia is flew a drone over Poland. They're starting World War III. And you missed that whole documentary about Israel for the past 30 years. Very fucking interesting story. You're one of them stupid people. Next. Well, if the economy doesn't get any better, and people who are tired of working don't get any more jobs that they're tired of working, problem, reaction, solution. Then tell me what's next. Everyone dies. They've been killing motherfuckers. What's next? Even when you thought like you were alive, motherfuckers were dying. You didn't see what happened in the past 6 years without even trying? A motherfucker can't even run without even trying before dropping dead. They just had a new health secretary get hired somewhere. Her ass about to introduce herself and she fell to the goddamn ground. She gonna start talking about vaccines and her dumb ass can't even stand up now. Nah. Next. Well, Israel's gonna start Armageddon and the apocalypse. Blah, 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 blah. You don't study history enough for me. Niggas been going through that shit. Next. You see what I'm saying? That everyone's worst fear has already happened. A lot of it is ancient history. If the Bible's as old as they say it is, motherfucker, Revelation has been happening. It's just happening again. Because of what? Problem, reaction, solution. People are trying to create the circumstances for it in order to assert their insertion into a story that ain't theirs. So they're making it all up again. God ain't this fucking stupid, my friends. This is the gayest war ever. Tell me I'm lying. Their stage and screenwriters ain't even trying no more. Have you seen Hulu or Netflix yet? Don't it seem like everyone on a diet? Even The Rock. I guess he can't afford steak and rice 5 times a day. Understand something? Some things ain't always what they say. But they perfected you looking at something that looks sick, then giving you an answer, and then you have to pretend that it looks good. Like, oh yeah, well, you know, they are getting older. Shut your ass up. No, it's that simulation thing. It simulates probability of it being a good thing when it's about something else, but it simulates it being a bad thing when it's about yourself. Ain't that ass backwards? If you want to be safe, the most danger you have is other people. So shouldn't that be the other way around? Or shouldn't it be no way at all if you want to be neutral about it, Buddha? You can wait till the last minute before a judgment, as long as it don't kill you. King Von was a nice kid to some girls. He even had kids with him. But he damn near killed everybody else. You understand where I'm going with this? Choose wisely, I guess. You got barcode, QR code ass clouds. That moon is huge. Yeah. Produced by King Davis, and the heat rejuvenates me. Hilarious. Mr. Now says, did you hear the 20-year late news just said that spraying the sky confirmed in the CIA document? Carry easy, bro. What do you think? Quote, I think tall enough buildings in Paris. Well, with you, jumping. Hell no. Haru says 3. Mr. Now says, gotta prepare the news answers for the still CIA fish tank people. Same story. Warzone. How you doing? The woman in Sweden, she definitely hurt her head on that fall. If she survived that. It doesn't change that much in 5 years. Warzone says, what's going on here? You know you can rewind live videos, right? Put that shit on 1.5. And you be right out caught up in class, just on time. Let me put you on the map. Rewind, fast forward. You out of here. Pump and dump lows, let's do a flip. Donate $1,000. Cash App, money sign, mgthefuture. I'll try it. And say which one. Make sure I don't twist my goddamn ankle on these shoes though. Gotta get my center of gravity back together. Where a trampoline at? More like a pool. Then you perfect the rotation in the pool. Then you go to a trampoline. Perfect the bounce. Then you go to the grass. Pool, trampoline, real life. You gotta simulate that shit for a while. 1 year at a time, actually. I did not do that all at once until I could. Unstoppable. Till about 17. There's another green car. Oh, it's one of these days. Damn, they damn chemtrails done faded away. The wind moved the chemtrails away. That's a bitch. It moved it to the goddamn mountains. It was just right here. And the damn wind pushed the contrail down the fucking street. Like, they gotta stop fucking playing with me. How the wind pushed the contrail? Tell them to stop fucking playing and lying out in this motherfucker. A lot of people didn't know that. Or other things. Or something else or the other. There's a lot of uncertainty with all of our certainty. Still, isn't there? So then I started doing the logic on it. It's impossible for you to know everything at all. It's impossible for you to ever be 100% certain about anything. Back to Neville Goddard. That's why you're supposed to control your imagination. Same story. Warzone said, is narcissism bad though? Have you lived with a narcissist? Have you been drained of your reasoning and logic? Have you been drained of your energy and every problem you try to solve is still another fucking problem? Is narcissism bad though? Dealing with people who are unaccountable? Is narcissism bad though? Someone would take your life if it would benefit them? You better not have a will in their shit? Is narcissism bad though? Have you seen your goddamn president? Is narcissism bad though? The certain is uncertainty. You got it. Bum, bum, bum. You got it. Bum, bum, you got it. Because motherfuckers are dumb and narcissistic, still have a free will too. So is narcissism bad? Better question is narcissism bad to you? I tell you, you can't compare if narcissism is bad if you don't know what the opposite is. And you don't know what the opposite is. Because your question was, ain't everybody narcissistic? Well, there's a thin line between narcissism and narcissistic. I think everyone can choose narcissistic, but everyone's not a damn narcissist. Everyone does not require everyone's fucking attention. I need you to meet some Sigmas and some lone wolves, aka motherfuckers who just mind their own business. That's step one in a narcissist path. They need it to be in everybody's fucking business. And then they need everybody else around them to care about theirs. There's way too many steps upstairs. They're simulating everybody else, not their damn self. So is narcissism bad? You tell me. Name me the top 3 things a narcissist has contributed to your life that you couldn't get by your damn self. So the question is narcissism good? Start there. The damn question answers his damn self. Epstein. I'm not American. Some narcissism is bad. You ain't got to be sorry. I was breaking down the math. You are not under attack. I'm just trying to add it up. When is narcissism good? When is taking the energy, wasting the time, draining, codepending, love bombing, when is any of that good? When is overpromising and underselling good? When is causing all the ruckus and playing victim good? When is spreading rumors and lying to turn people against other people good? When is knowing what the truth is and then telling the lie to make yourself look good good? When is narcissism good? I want to answer to that shit. Not an apology. When is it good? I just want to know when it's good, so we can have a good conversation. The plane's flying over me. The simple answer is never. There's a complicated answer? There's a complicated answer with that list of parameters. I gave you A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, N, I. There's a technicality somewhere? What did I miss? I want to miss something. I want my probability engine stunting. You understand something? When is it good? I might be missing a few angles. Because almost all forms of narcissism require someone else. If a narcissist is in a forest by itself and it falls, do you give a fuck? You probably say they probably deserved it. Why does a nigga jump out of his car? He popping his trunk? What's going on now? Hold on. Shit, I see, I gotta do my probability of survival move. Motherfuckers is crazy. But I'm not in fight or flight. I'm just in wondering. He got his monkey ass back in his car and closed his door. Potential hazard averted. Just like that. And just like the gazelle, I go back to grazing. Hi, how you guys doing? But you see, something like that is temporary. But a lot of things you create in your mind, you hold there. That event took less than 15 seconds. That means any thought that you have that hits your desk, give it 15 seconds. And if that shit don't add up to the next 5 minutes, then let it go. It ain't gonna take you nowhere. It's fight or flight. Well, bitch, if the pigs ain't flying and the fat bitch ain't singing, then you ain't dying. Let it go, let it go. That's what Elsa was trying to teach her daughter. To let it go. Just let it go. Whatever that thought is, just let it go. Whatever that pattern or problem is, just let it go. It doesn't fucking matter. The only thing that matters is that it bothers you. And you are bothering you by not telling it. Poof, be gone, bitch ass dog. Poof, be gone. When I was a child, I did childlike things. Be gone. And that's how you start taking responsibility for your own brain. And then you could do the Neville Goddard shit. See, I think a lot of people are trying to reverse engineer the good things, but all day for the rest of the day, they're dwelling in the bad ones. You do not have enough mana, because it costs mana to use your imagination. So if you're spending most of your mana in your pineal gland on imagining the worst case scenarios and the inconveniences and how dare they and which way did it go, then you have very little energy left for all the beautiful things that your mind can do with the same chemical factor. It's your hormones. That's why I say, if you're feeling depressed, you should try some magnesium and vitamin D. You don't know what you're missing. You're probably right, part 3. But on top of that, those thoughts that you have when you lack that, you should still be able to control them if you're in charge of your mana to begin with. You do not have to press the X button. You do not have to enter that prompt. You do not have to answer that phone call. You do not have to answer anyone. What's the worst that they can happen? A fucking attitude problem? I'll smack their fucking face off. You understand? It never goes to that, but I'm just saying, you gotta understand what your limits are. My limit is worst case scenario. I can get the fuck up out of their face. How about that? No harm, no foul. I want you to try something. I've been thinking about it, but I've been using it lately, in the last few years of my life. If you're in a particular narcissistic polarity, dealing with someone that you know is always going to try to get a rise out of you, and listen, cover your girlfriend's ears, but try this. The next time you find yourself in one of those moments when that person is about to try to offload all of the things that are going on in a negative way, but you know they're dumping it on you, or it's going to turn into them asking you to do something. Like, you know how it is with certain narcissistic older women back in the day. Like, they got to call you on the phone, or if they see you, like, oh yeah, God is so good, but something, something, something. Have you heard from Rhonda lately? Yeah. And the other day, I had went to the hospital, and then the doctor had told me, so today I'm cooking grits and eggs. Yeah, and I was just wondering if, you know, after I milked your sympathy for 5 minutes in a row, can I hold $20? A bitch trying to get drunk for real. My food stamp don't cover everything. You've been here before. I know you have. Don't lie to me. I ain't talking about nobody in particular, but you've been here before. In every different variation of that setup, it's algebra. See, that type of person, narcissistic, knows how to pull your emotions and strings, and they don't do the ask until they got you. It's almost like a salesman going house to house. Yes, I guess there's some cases where it's good to be narcissistic if you're trying to sell yourself out. Hello, Hope. Yeah, absolutely. Narcissism serves a purpose. Usually, if you're trying to upgrade and skill tree the negative polarity. Hence, why narcissism only leads the other people into a negative polarity. And there's some narcissistic champions. So the case, I guess, or the more so the brother before, yeah, there's a good call for it. If you're a fucking asshole. They used to win. They get some of the most stupidest bitches there is. Some of them are 10s. Of course, there's a time and place for narcissism. But look at their results. You forget about them when they're ugly and old. Shit. They start to forget their damn self. They've been wearing that mask so long, when it's time to take it off around 55 and later, they fuck around and get dementia. Now tell me I'm lying. Doctors are so fucking stupid, they still blaming shit on diets. Motherfucker, my diet is horrible. My brain is sharp as ever. Guess everyone ain't Tartarian. So, we must have got over that a long time ago. I could have sworn it was in the Bible. Anyway, so. What you should try to do with those type of people? Break eye contact. Do it. Break eye contact. If they're doing it on the phone, stop answering. I've known some people in my life that'll run your ear up to offload everything they ever thought about that's bothering them, and it'll take them an hour after you said, okay, I'm gotta go. Have you ever been in a phone call like that back in the day? More so back in the day. We got hip to the game. You don't have to answer every phone call. Then they start stalking you on Facebook and shit. You know what I'm talking about now. I'm gonna meet you where you're at. But there's certain people that call you and it's time to get off the phone. They're like, all right, good talking to you, genuinely. But I think right now, my energy is getting really low. You probably ain't even thinking about it. But you start to yawn, you start to get tired. You could have spent 2 more hours on Call of Duty before it was time to get up. But it's something about talking to this person too long, especially if it's rubbing you the wrong way. You know the difference. Some people just love to talk. Other people are drawing your energy. They need you to respond to the shit. But when you say, all right, it's time for me to go, they just start all over again. Have you experienced that before? I know you have. Go ahead. You can tell me. I tried it once, and it broke the spell for me. I took that person, and I put them on speakerphone, and I continued to go ahead and do what I want to do. And there are certain breaks in their conversation where they're waiting for an answer, and I know I didn't say nothing. And then they kept going. And then they kept going. And then they just cooking. The whole time I'm on mute. I come back to the phone, I'm like, true. All right, I gotta go this time. I think 90 minutes of this shit, we're through. Boom. Broke the spell right there. That's how you beat the telephone narcissist. Especially if it's your mother, your grandmother, or a friend, or not a boss, but one of those people you haven't heard from in a while usually. Let them cook by their damn self. That's all they're doing anyway. If you're a boy, you probably solved their fucking problem in the first 5 minutes anyway. Stop calling that nigga. Stop eating that dinner. Stop wasting your money on that thing. Stop. Most of their answers is a stop. And they have all the feelings on why they can't stop. They have all the reasons why they didn't stop. Hence why we run into it more as men with women, the lack of unaccountability in those dimensions. With your homies and stuff is a little bit different. Plus, a lot of men don't like to dwell on the same shit. They want to do something about it. They want to shoot somebody, they want to fight somebody, they want a new job, or they want to go get new bitches. It comes with the solution after they get it off of their chest. Then you start going somewhere else. These people want to bring you right back to the beginning of the story. So yeah, if you talk to Rhonda Sunday, please let her know that Maybelline is not coming to the brunch. Oh, okay. I mean, why the fuck would I run into her by the brunch? I just told you I haven't seen Rhonda in months. If they're violating you, say no. Just say no. Don't even explain it. Don't even use your empathy simulation chamber. Once you identify these signs, I'm telling you something's going to save your life by saving your mana. You save 50% of your mana by switching to Geico. Or XMG and Dayson. Same story. Same fucking story. Because what the fuck's going to happen either way? At worst, they'll stop calling you. What next are they going to do? Tell somebody else that you did not have time because you had to go back to work for a 90-day rundown, a 90-minute rundown? Trust me, the person they're going to tell on you, they're going to feel the same way in minute part 2. You ain't got nothing to worry about. What they going to do, call you? You ain't got to answer them no more. You got call waiting and all that other shit. You see how easy it is to get away from their matrix? Come on, bitch. I got a lighter, yeah.
I'm back. I had a what's it called, a side mission story. Running it back. Oh, y'all had a whole cook up in here without my crazy ass. What happened? Technically, everyone is a narcissist. The narcissist expert. You cannot determine if someone is a narcissist unless they see a professional that just learned about narcissism. Yeah, fuck out my fucking face. Both of you. Right? Fuck out my fucking face. My probability engine says it feels a little bit too narcissistic in this bitch to me. And even if it was everybody, there's enough, just room enough amount for it to be narcissistic me. And that's something a narcissist cannot do. That's the difference. You can have a narcissistic dispensation, especially if you're from where we're from in this nation, or raised by extreme narcissists who are in extreme survival mode because everything they saw on TV from the 60s and the 70s, niggas was getting their head shot off for talking about peace and prosperity. Word to Martin Luther King. He was 3 out of 5 about that, at least. I get it a little bit. But these are grown-ass people still doing childlike things. Don't a lot of narcissistic people seem very childish? Oh, that's when the trauma started. All right, then why is the trauma still there, bitch? Don't they brush their teeth and tie their shoes? Oh, so it's a learned behavior part 2. Tell them to stop fucking with me. Anyway, so, yeah, I don't even play that game with these type of people. What the fuck they talking about? Give me my goddamn mana back. Not some, the whole play. Simple answer is never. The hilarious thing is just you summarize the whole damn playbook in less than 30 seconds. Listen. Through the fire. I've been through it, man. I had to use this little fucking microchip right here to go through all the angles. I had to start looking back at all the memories. I had to look at all the data on YouTube University. I had to get rid of the filler and the fluff. I had to write it down in my damn journal. I had to engage in a new situation. I had to start looking out for the red flags and shit. And I was like, well, I can handle this shit. And then I like, oh, this is the part where I can't panhandle this shit. Like, oh shit, you can't win. This bitch a narcissist. Ain't no fucking winning in that. They need your mana, bitch. That's why they go after guys with money and shit. They don't need that man. They don't give a fuck about that man. They're describing the man that's going to give them the most energy. Now take the man away. You notice he never has a name ever. Like, oh yeah, I met a guy one day that was a great guy and a great supply. His name was Kevin. They never name him. But they'll tell you about all the fucking celebrities and entertainers they want to lay with. That don't make no sense. They don't give a fuck about Kevin's new girlfriend. Are you serious, bitch? They don't give a fuck about anything. They just never met the nigga. They're describing a dumbass, a simp, a motherfucker that'll feed their goddamn narcissism by inverting everything that doesn't work, aka boundaries that men lay down. The reason why she don't have the nigga she describing is an inversion of everything that didn't work. So, come on, holla. Oh my God, you'd have sworn that I came from Thor and Valhalla. New Kind says it's good when you have to climb the ladder of success, which is all bullshit. Mostly bullshit, yes. Jonathan, that's how basic they are. Exactly. Andy, hey, from Australia, mate. Parasites be parasiting. Mr. Now says, even though you didn't succeed, you got grapes. The people of France ain't happy. Amen, Ra. I know that's right. I know that's right. Look. We steady bobbing. Okay, you a goon. What's a goon to a goblin? I've been telling y'all for 2 weeks. I'm telling you, this is my pattern. I'm on a motherfucking Call of Duty streak. I said, ain't it funny that Paris is a tent city? I said, ain't it funny? You think everybody in tent is homeless? I guess a lot of those tent people are arsonists. Shit, I could have fucking sworn I said something like that. I bet you if you see the CCTV of who started that shit, they look like they just got there from another fucking country. Why you think Trump is sending the National Guard to clean up the cities? Yeah, good PR stunt for drugs and safety. Cities that the violence went down a long time ago anyway.
Nigga, I come from the 90s. I remember. It ain't nothing like that. DC, I felt the safest in my life when I was just fucking there. They had all the crackheads in one town square. Everywhere else, I was like, there's a white boy on a skateboard right there. I know that's a damn lie. I know that's a damn lie. I couldn't be a black boy on a skateboarder back in 1998 on that same square. Nah, I know that's a damn lie. This place got Uber. Nah, this ain't the DC that you used to. There ain't no school shooters. Stop playing. But you remember, a lot of these cities, what? Get up to a 500 million, $1 billion because of their problems. There was those Democrats again. How you guys doing, you fucking socialists? Problem, reaction, solution. Well, the problem is we don't have $500,000 or $500 million. What we'll do is make the criminals go crazy for a little while. We know where they live. And then the solution, the federal government will give us funding on trying to solve the problem, but we'll pocket it and cause super stagflation. Faggots. So, tell me I'm lying. Look up all these cities' budgets for crime. And your fucking federal government is the one paying it, and they're trying to say, not this time. We gave you millions and billions of dollars to clean this up last time, Joe Biden, and you ain't do shit. We'll make a switch to save money, bitch. Not because the federal government gave a fuck about little Pookie and them with switches. They're showing you I can do this shit in 15 days. What's your excuse? No more budget. Hello. That's level 1 though. Level 2 is what the truth is. I told you MS-13 jump around that fucking fence like a goddamn circus. And everybody else that was crossing the border, they didn't tell you. A lot of them are Chinese. Now imagine how many are Somalian and Muslim. They all ride the same fucking boat. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about all your illegal Ukrainians and Russians here. I met a few of them. Katya and all of them. I went over to their house and their mother made me like a pink little dish. I think it was fish. No thanks, but I like these cakes. Nigga, please. Everybody don't win the lottery to get here. Some people just cross the border. Crazy story. It's nothing like the map shows you. You will walk right over it. In certain cities, they have this shit. But other areas, the country and stuff, you be in Arizona with a fucking backpack. But they have cell phones now. Hey, El Chico! I'm on highway, whatever the fuck it is. Can you pick me up? Yeah, I guess I'll lay down for a little while. You know how it is. Picking trash up. Gotta watch those videos on YouTube, man. These motherfuckers will headline anything that don't fucking make sense. They trying to send all the criminals to Africa anyway. Like that don't, what the fuck, nigga? Uganda? Shut up. Man, if they don't get, shut the fucking front door. I told you, Africa has a population crisis. 70% of their population is under 30 years old. And it's not densely populated, contrary to popular belief. They never built highways. The places you hear about is where the population is. Now think about all the countries in Africa you don't know the name of. That's for a fucking reason. I'm not trying to get success. I'm just subserving. Come on now. You gonna get your success if you learn how to manifest and imagine it. American dream. Her answer. Or do you have limits? Diddy wanted to succeed at all costs. I have some narcissistic friends. They only cool half the time. Yeah. They know how to get the party going if you feel like being social. But then they say you gotta refill your social battery. Now we know why. All that fucking talk just to mention Diddy is crazy. To be fair, I brought up Diddy. I said Diddy because he wanted to succeed at all costs. Like nothing is off the table. He succeeded all right. Now they got his ass. Succeeded only to end up in prison for being a freaky frog. And being a freaky frog was the reason for him to be successful at all costs. So he can watch all kinds of guys fuck his girl. Weird story for a cook. Jonathan says, gossip folks trying to sell victimhood. Say no to grapes, please. Many have known many times how they said yes to it, and then they called it something else. But we got the donation screen popping. Hold on. Hey, Macarinas. Stuck at 15 in their minds, sometimes 5. Ain't it fun living in a tent world? 3. Lead a sage. I remember watching a video about the route the Chinese take to cross the border. Yeah, same story. plus 3 more. Same story plus 3 more of them. I already need another damn Arizona. I talk too damn much my damn self. Anyway. At least this shit's optional. You can get off the phone, right? Woo! Everyone can't do that. That's the problem with stalkers. A lot of them are narcissists. They don't like you, they like your energy. And like I said, your brain don't know the difference. They can think they don't like you, but then they fuck around and get addicted to you. That's what a lot of women go through. A lot of women will entertain a guy that they really don't like or desire, but then they'll get addicted to how he treats her or responds to her more accurately. And then all of a sudden, quote unquote, she's hurt when he lets go. But it was all good just a week ago when she was still talking to Pookie and Tyrone. Those type of women, because not all women are like that, hopefully. A lot are, though. Most of the ones you see yapping on social media are. They're fishing for attention. Pictures, dumbass quotes and captions, rage bait, thirst traps, dumbass debates. What we need to do as a people, bitch, you need to read. Like, that is the different augmentations that they create in their personality and their appearances to get mana, to get the dopamine from the likes, to be able to have that conversation in real life, to show somebody else their timeline, to waste another brother's time, to check their DMs on the toilet when they bored. Like, they set up their whole life around getting attention from no one. And then wonder why when they get old, 20, 30, they buy themselves with a phone with no one. But then they get the dogs and the cats to keep them warm at night. That's a survival mechanism, not because they love animals. It's their emotional support abuse victim. A lot of those narcissistic girls, they have animals, but they don't even really take care of them. But they'll bore you with the scary details. Yeah, I went to vet the other day, and this costs that much, and I can only give them the good dog food. Then why are you always yelling at the nigga? I thought y'all was best friends for 10 years. You don't understand your mood yet? Damn, bitch, I had a dog for the same. They knew when not to do whatever they do and not to do. And if they did it, it was a fucking emergency. I get it. You yell at your damn cat every day. Tell me I'm lying. You know what I'm talking about. That cat lady wasn't that expiring around the time she hit 40. To be honest with you, these days, these women think they look younger. Nah, you look younger than your mother did. But you still look 30. Sing it back, sing it back, sing it back to me. Hey, I'm telling you, it's the illusions that they create, the narratives. Well, if I start this rage bait and say that I look younger and more beautiful than other, I get all the compliments from all the girls. Oh my God, you girls are gay for real. Men be like, stop it. Stop it. You look 30, 42. Stop playing. She looks good for her age. Why should she look bad at 30? Just fishing for compliments. And then they fish it so much and the other ones start copying them. And then it loses novelty. This is why we can talk about it the way we do these days. Like, all right, we get it. You're killing it. Your Starbucks and your cucumber smoothie. We get it. Trust me, we get it, sis. What can we do with that information now? It's my timeline. You don't have to fish with me. Trust me, sister, I wasn't looking for you. It's my timeline that you appeared on, and I interact with it. Set your shit to private. That'll kill him. Think about how many boys and men you know that set their shit to private. Now think about the girls. Only when they hiding. But then they got 3 more accounts that are not. Come on now, you've been there before. Stop playing with me.
Come on now, you know what I'm talking about. You was outside. If I was outside, you was outside probably. You found me. You found me outside. I'm outside. I gotta go inside probably. How the fuck my battery died so fast? Oh yeah, because I've been up since fucking 6 o'clock. Thinking about shit. These motherfuckers don't know how to shut the fuck up. Dumb shit, man. Like, that's why I learned how to control that energy. Neville got her some shit. So I don't have to. Hey, some shit. Let me get one more Arizona. I got $1 or $2. Peace to the brother verbal artiste. I gotta run home before this shit turn off. No, I got 20%. Ain't it fun living in a tent world? And she 5150. Same thing as the camps. It's just attention harvesting, especially now. Women gave up on love on the internet. You see all their makeups and they get the attention they result they get based on any given mass. Waste of time. Those animals leaving through get out. That counts how many phones somehow. I'm telling you. You live through it once, you live through it twice. We know their magic tricks. If you live through it once, you probably through it twice. They ain't got magic. The magic was novelty. And the internet and all the copycats and all the fives acting like tens, selling all of the 10 strategies and manipulating it for 5 realities, they done triggered hyper novelty. Even the baddies can't get attention no more. Crazy story. I'll be looking at those women's comments. I'm like, there's nothing but women commenting these days. Weird story if you're not gay. Damn, the boys do not care. The only time the boys care is when they want to argue. They're still living in that reality where it matters. It doesn't matter if you're wrong or not to a female, brothers. They're not arguing to argue the point. They're arguing you to manipulate you. It's kind of narcissistic. Ding, 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 ding. I done saved everybody 15% on switching to not arguing. Because I'm going to tell you the secret. If you have an unreasonable person in your life, or you're dating an unreasonable female, and you know how it is. There's certain shit you can deal with that's unreasonable once a month. There's certain shit that you can deal with that's unreasonable once a week. But then when the shit's unreasonable every day, you just start to wear out. And then it usually takes days, weeks, and months before you figure that out. And then you're in a pickle. If you're trying to be a good man at least, whatever the fuck that really means. You want to stick around. Well, who taught you how to do that shit? Was it your mother? Was it a teacher? Was it a family member in school? Was it a job? You see how like we got conditioned by narcissists. The whole society for real. Because at least for the last 50 years, narcissists are the ones who want the attention. So what are the first things they do? They compete to become bosses, teachers, you know, people who command attention by default. And then if you've been in a working situation, you'll deal with a couple of narcissists and flying monkeys, especially those who don't even know they're helping the narcissist, which is kind of like the stupidest people there is. If you think about it, their actions and their gossip and their stupidity causes more damage than the narcissist does. Especially if the narcissist develops finesse. We'll get to that one day. I'll show you how to take all these vampires down without garlic one day.
But be it as it may, be it as it may, you probably got trained on that behavior being familiar, not having identified, hence why these type of talks are important. And then once you identify it, and even if you're wrong, 3 out of 5, even if you just identify it as a narcissist, you then move different. See, it's not about them or judging them. It's about you adjusting your parameters. And then you go, well, how do I do this job, this relationship, or this situation different? Well, you know how it is. If you do 48 Laws of Power, because that's what that book is. 48 Laws of Power applies to how you survive around narcissists. One more time. According to the author, who's diagnosed narcissist, by the way, Robert Greene is a narcissist, which is why his books are so powerful, because he's also logical. So he gave you the 48 steps of how to not mind sweep a narcissist radar. If you really think about it, it's nothing like Sun Tzu Part 4. They're complementary, because most of your evil demons are narcissists. I mean, if you just get down to Jezebel spirits and all these things that you call demons, they're not demons. Not the kind that you need to worry about. When they appear in these regular people, they're talking about their spirit, their program, the way they breathe, aka the way they talk, aka the way they think. Spirit, same story. Breath, thoughts, words, high. So it's all the same math. A lot of those descriptions in that Bible is from a time where they didn't have the word narcissist. So they're trying to give you, and they really tried. Everybody who was reprobate, narcissist. Every king of Israel that God had to take out, narcissist. Every motherfucker that had a false promise and set someone up, Ahab, narcissist. The book of Esther, the dude that got enrailed through his ass, narcissist. Like that whole book, bar for bar. When it's talking about one person, even that is 66 books of power. Because they're showing you how to counterbalance the unseen forces or spirit of a narcissist without you having to go there yourself. That's a collegiate level though. We don't even know what a narcissist is yet, so let's not go there just quick. So yeah, once you identify what the problems and patterns are, and then in your own mind, because this is where I'm getting at. If your thoughts or your flunked out energy is stealing your own energy, and it's you doing it because it's inside your head, then it would be fair to say that is narcissism going on in your brain. Except that thought or program came from outside, or it was mistweaked, or it was overreaction, and you never corrected it because your environment and the people that is closest to you doubled down on the shit. So you ended up imprinting your neurons with a narcissistic loop. That's all. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you have choice, true. Free will and all kind of shit. They go, it's been years since I needed you, my friend. But these days, whatever the catalyst was is untrue. I can absolutely stomp whoever that is out today. I probably could stomp them out at 6. I could have probably stomped them out at 8. But at 40, I'll throw a fucking chair. So I don't need that thought pattern there no more. But instead of turning it off, what I've done for certain thought patterns that are useful, that trigger all that creation, I go, oh, now we know what ChatGPT is, or Mid-Journey imagination. So now I say to myself, instead of dismissing it and judging it and removing that pattern, I go, let me repurpose it. Let me adjust the threshold on this compressor and then do the logic of when I would need that process. Like, oh, I only need to go through that process when I encounter something new. So if you're looping the same thoughts and the same feelings and the same memories and the same people and the same circumstances, none of that's novel, none of that's new. If you've done it already, then you don't need to do it part 2. The best way to cut that loop, by the way, when you catch yourself in one of those, write down. Write down what the loop is, what the feeling or concern or fear is, and then write down right after that what all of your conclusions were the last time. So as soon as you start to feel that energy, because it's chemical, I'll get to that in a second, when it triggers you, you can go back to that note in your phone or on a piece of paper and go, nigga, read the fucking answer. It's like getting the answers to a test before you take it. Just look at the answers. Oh yeah, I did think like this. I did feel like this. But now you have a new added benefit, especially if there's days in between it.
You go, the last time I wasted 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes on this, and I finally got to the end of it, the rest of my day was better. Yesterday, nothing. 2 days after it, nothing. But now it's here today. Cool. What the fuck are we talking about? Why am I about to do this today anyway? I didn't do it yesterday. I didn't do it the day before. Now, you don't get to those moments until you start. That's the thing. If you're hearing this for the first time, you might have to deal with it every day. But it don't take that long if you're vigilant, and especially if you're writing it down. It'll take a couple. It might take 2 weeks. Give yourself, if you've never done metaphysics before, it might take you a couple. But I tell you what, it's way more valuable for you as a man to attack that than anything outside of you. To have complete supreme dominion of your own damn thoughts and feelings is ultimate accountability. Accountability isn't the fact that you did everything right, you fixed every problem, and you're prepared for every tower moment. No. What it really is that no matter what has happened, you're not blaming and taking it out on everyone else. And not because there's no one else to blame. It's because that type of trait leads to bitch-ass nigga shit. You don't know a person's in victimhood or projecting their whatever it is on other people until there's other people. That's the only way you can have that conversation. But if you're just in your own head, in your own life, doing your own thing, it'll never come to that, right? Until you bring it outside of you. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of this work that you do, you don't have to share it with nobody. You gotta convince you. You gotta be true to yourself on this shit. And then because of that, that's how people know you're accountable for your own actions or your own thoughts. It's because they don't see you acting it out. They might ask you some shit, or you might share some shit like, yeah, the other day, something, fucked up, blah, blah, blah. But it is what the fuck it is. Here I am now. And that person goes, oh, I never heard that sound before. I've heard this pattern before, and I've seen someone else drag me down or drag someone else down, or they never do the solution in my mind. However, this time you tell me the same fucking parameters, and I don't have to give you a solution. You seem to be doing just fine. That's accountability. It's accounting. Your ability to account. It's not actions. You can still be fucked up and be accountable. Meaning, your actions didn't add up, but after that, the next ones do. Accountability is like PTSD without the trauma. Understand? Accountability is how people are triggered by PTSD because they're accounting for the last time they were triggered and what triggered them originally. They're accounting, but it's trauma because it makes them act funny. It makes them act undesirable. It makes them push energy away. It makes them waste the people around them. We get it. It's an abuse of power. Whereas accountability goes, oh, no. I'm not looking for attention. I'm just having something deeper than a surface level conversation. Shit be out here be real for niggas sometimes. I'm not asking you to feel down. I'm not asking you to do something about it. Accountability. That's the biggest difference to understand if you're a man already and you've dealt with those type of women. It's not every woman, we know. We know, sister. There's just too many of you. Anyway, so for us, you have to start identifying these things and writing them out. And you're gonna look at it like a GPT script, I swear to you. I swear to you. If you write down your thoughts, A, it's gonna take you more energy to do that, to be conscious. And then B, when you go back, it won't be the same day. It might be a month. And you're gonna read your old thought pattern and go, nigga, that's gay. I'm telling you. You need some of that toxic masculinity for yourself. I ain't gotta project that shit on others. Nothing you find out, nothing you learn, no hacks you come up with, no secret special combos are you required. You do not have to, there you go. You do not have to evangelize, nor do you require. That's what Henry Thomas handling for real. He said that. He didn't say that, but that's what he was saying. He was saying, once you come into this knowledge of taking control of your mind, it'll do you worse damage than it will do to the person you're trying to help out, who's damaging themselves. Tell me I'm lying. Henry Thomas handling dynamic thought. He tell you like, yo, shut up. Motherfuckers ain't gonna like the fact that you got to answer for everything. You know what the crazy thing is? It don't even be everything. They be like, motherfuckers be mad at us for having a fucking answer for anti-pity party, anti-narcissism. And that ain't everything, bitch. These are the same 12 fucking things we've always dealt with, especially if you buy 40. We've seen every fucking zodiac Every fucking template, everything in English, Western American, fucking myopic rosters. It's not that damn deep, bro. It ain't that damn deep, sis. And I'm being generous with 12. I could have swore to God, man, it's like only 3 different patterns for these motherfuckers who exist in that spectrum. But humans are dynamic. That's why narcissism in general, because these are the same conversations, is I'm teaching you how not to be narcissistic to yourself. That's where it starts. That's the first narcissism problem. They're so scared and so afraid of being revealed, is that they're narc to themselves first. Come on now, I'm preaching to somebody. You feeling like you too far on the narcissism scale? This is going to help you too. Because maybe it's true. Maybe you can heal yourself if you realize no one gives a fuck, nigga. That's a man code right there, boy. You think I'm being catty or emotional? No. Live in that. At the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck for real. And it's awesome when people, it's a privilege when people do. It's a blessing when people do. It does something to you when people do. But if you just go with your own internal dialogue, at least, with your own personal problems, at least, when you know you sharing it with an else isn't going to get a solution, those moments you just go, at the end of the day, no one really gives a fuck about that. You got to think to yourself, if I made this a fucking tweet, will it go viral today? All right, then no one gives a fuck. Okay, cool. So what do? You stop judging yourself. If no one gives a fuck, you shouldn't either. Hello, general consensus leader. If no one else gives a fuck, why do you? And that's where I think the narcissist loop gets stuck, is because if they are in the pain or the hurt or the trigger of childhood trauma, it came about because they felt like they wasn't seen, they wasn't heard, or they were abused even. A lot of people were, unfortunately. And then they took that shit the long way, the wrong way. But I know, based on my childhood, they don't have a fucking excuse at a certain point. And what makes me different than a lot of those people who grew up like that is that I chose to learn about it. I chose to read a book. That's everyone's fucking answer, and I actually did it. I bought quite a few books about this. Not narcissism, but mentalism, basically. Self-help, dynamic thought, metaphysics, Rosicrucianism, Mercury stuff. All mercurial degrees, by the way, Egypt. So we did this a long time ago, by the way. Just want to remind you that. So, shout out to my ancestors, part 5. Now, the reason why the so-called esoteric, which is just, occult just means hidden from the public. It's not a secret. But now you understand why it's hidden from the public. Because when these brothers wrote this book 100 years ago, when everyone was fucking migrating from everywhere, war-torn countries, war-torn countries, France, fucking motherfuckers, and all kind of insane asylums, you had to realize that everyone wasn't everyone anyway. Neville Goddard was a white/Asiatic looking man from Nassau, Bahamas. Ain't that where Rihanna grandma stayed? Like, I don't understand nothing. So you understand, you're around different cultures, different languages, different beliefs. And everyone ain't everyone. Everyone ain't got the same language model. And you won't even know if they're happy or if they beefing with you. So you might as well be on guard. Survival mode. So what he was saying was, there are so many narcs around him telling him that he couldn't do the shit he was doing, that he felt more fucked up than they would when he could prove it to be true. Have you ever been in that situation? I do it with the UFOs and shit. People tell me, oh man, ain't no such thing as aliens. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right then. I'm feeling it. All right, around 9:30, we'll go outside real quick. Give me 15 minutes. Motherfuckers don't even give you 15 minutes, bro. As if they got better shit to fucking do. But if they agree to give me 15 minutes, them motherfuckers will be in the sky in 5. The 15 minutes does not even give me time. I just want to see what their mind is and how serious they are about finding out. So if they give me 15 minutes, I take them outside on a good day, them motherfuckers will come out in 5. And then they just stuck looking there like, I think that's a plane. I'm like, nah, that's a plane right there. You see that blinking light? Now look at this one just fine. It just disappeared, didn't it? So you think if it was the air traffic plane, they'll just turn its lights off? Cool story, bitch. Oh, you think it's one of those. You think it's a government program now. Now, who's the conspiracy theorist? All right, so the government has lights on, lights off UAPs. Although for the government craft, it's even more serious for them to not turn their lights off. Okay, I understand something, radars.
So let's wait for the portal to show up. Oh, now you see those 20 to 50 craft portaling? Those right there. Yeah, you seen those guys? All right, share them. Now, what's your answer to that? Man, them motherfuckers, as soon as it's about 5, they go inside. They ain't got nothing to fucking say. I done seen this with more than 5 people. I say that to say, any was really nothing. Just the fact that it was beefing with the surface level situation, and simply just wanted to be right. It wasn't about what you were talking about. It was about, oh my God, now we can finally have a fight. Something that we don't agree about. They're testing you. That's why it's dangerous. See, when a person like that, in that polarity, especially women who think men are dumb by default, you fuck up their probability engine by being smart. That's why we surprise ladies. Why would they assume I'm dumb? Bitch, I told you I went to AP classes since 10th grade. Did you? So how did you assume you were smarter than me? Let's start there. You can't do it. It's not about being smart. It's about being right. I want to save somebody's life. She understands everything you're saying. She don't give you up. Same story. She's smart enough to manipulate you. Because she understood everything you said to her. She does not give a fuck. So now run it back to what I said in the beginning. Motherfuckers don't give a fuck. I learned that from women. They're the majority of our population. So that means that no matter where you are in civilization, your consensus of bitch ass nigga shit is based on the fact that there's more women. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Matriarchal. Beehives. You get it. They win by default. Numbers. Hence, why you're pandering to them your whole life. And now it's not worth it in these circumstances. And they didn't create them. Now they're confused. This is prime time for me to get any man I want. I have everything else. And all the support. Damn it, uncertainty. That's what you're seeing all the time. Bunch of pretty women. They perfected the same 2 makeup tutorials. They wear all the same dresses. But they're not getting man attention. Thus, now they're uncertain. So they have to reprogram their narcissism for the first time in our generation. And a lot of them, men too, but I don't really care about dudes in that way. I'm not going to waste my time trying to convince a man that I'm right. I'm not paying his bills in that way. I'm not like trying to hey dude, it really means a lot to me if you play Fortnite with me once in a while. Once a week, man. You're not doing that with a dude. No reason to. You're doing it with your woman. Or women you're trying to get to be your woman. And we end up going through more of those than actually having women. Hence why we have more experience. We're more socialized than they are generally. Bipolar wise. With men and women. They're usually, on the winning end of everything. Pandering. It's easy. This is easy. Too late to be ignorant. It's a great website. Antonio McKinney snuck in. Where you at? I did not see his name. Where's that? Peace. Where did he go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? I do not see Antonio McKinney. I saw Jonathan Mitchell. If you know one, then you know many. And if you know many, you know most. If you know most, then you know everyone. If you know everyone, you know one. Repeat. Oh, Antonio McKinney was hidden. Wait, then he was unhidden. Oh, okay. Sorry, Antonio. He's still there. You need some toxic masculinity for yourself. If it's needed, then it's not toxic. Come on now. YouTube needs like a regular viewer batch or something. It's under top fans. I don't know if y'all can click on that, but I can. Right now it shows 20. Art of War, King Davis, Composure, Eamon Ra, Shane Legs, Andy, Newton Odie, King Lee, JPX, PT Cruisin', EDM Mund, Verb Artiste, King Lemuel, Get Better, Rahul, TDFB, Mr. Now, Haruden Track, Terran Arts, and Jonathan. Shout out to y'all. Part 10. And then there's like 5 more people who don't say anything. I don't know who the fuck you are. Mr. Now says, sorry bro, my bad. It's love. I'm tripping. These UAPs, just some BS. Let's band together now and build now. They hear everything you're saying. They're like, come on, let's work together and build. Build what? Fag Arctica? I'm crazy as hell. I wish for them to get probed by one of those so they finally shut up even in their next lives. They be forgetting there's a next life. Too late to be this ignorant. Peace to everyone in the chat. He said, Antonio McKinney, you can write again. Peace to BT Cruising. Yeah. Oh, landing the backflip. Yeah, because the science is close to narcissism. It's related. Just to make sure you're not narking out yourself. And then everyone else. It's a learned behavior. And you learn it from your environment. How they interact with you. Like an attention deficit disorder. If you flip it for real, and you go, do some of these people have ADHD? As in, their brain can't pay attention to things, and then you see them pay attention to things, so you're like, wonder. Or are they just not paying attention to the things that they deem are boring? And that only shows up when they're interacting with other people. So if the other people are not entertaining them, or the conversation or the thing is not going their way, then they go ADHD and change lanes. Yeah, that's narcissism, by the way. Not all ADHD is. I'm just saying that form of it where people go like, oh, I got ADHD. Then take your fucking medicine. Since it's a medical condition, why don't you take your medicine? Y'all ain't ready for that conversation. You'll be surprised how much of these symptoms that people go through is not none of those things. The reaction of their environment, depending on the quality, how attractive they are, how convincing they are, will spell out the condition that they claim. So an attractive woman that does the same thing, she will not go she has ADHD if it's going her way. But a boy who's trying to get the attention from everybody and they're not giving them attention, and then they gotta, get a little chaotic, performative, class clown shit. That's not attention deficit disorder. That's they need more attention. That's the disorder. It's not internal attention. It's that internally they're not satiated by your attention on them. Class clown shit. They're not getting enough attention at home. Hence, no one-to-one time, no development, nobody listening. So their ADD ain't fucking mental like, oh my God, there's something wrong with their brain or frequency. No, everything's right with it. They're in survival mode. They're doing all of that shit for attention. That's the disorder. They break rule number 1. No one gives a fuck. Once they understand that, then they can move on. But then they go, I don't know where to move to. Well, if no one gives a fuck about what I'm going through, then what am I? Whatever that answer is, guess what? No one gives a fuck. If you do it wrong, guess what? No one gives a fuck. Unless you burden them. And if you do it right, guess what? No one gives a fuck. Unless it benefits them. Everything else in between that is surface level simulation. People just saying shit. Let me know if I'm lying. Have you seen this before? Are you familiar with these patterns at least? I cannot break you out the box if you don't know there's a box. We're doing the unspoon. In the Matrix, they tell you there is no spoon. I'm telling you, there is a spoon, but the spoon is in your mind. It's almost the same story. Now, once you know there is a spoon, and then you remove the spoon, then there's no spoon. But there's definitely a fucking spoon there. You will fuck around and chip your fucking tooth on that spoon. You keep fucking around if you want to. There's a spoon, but it doesn't have to be. There's a mountain, but it doesn't have to be. Build or destroy. There's a spoon there, and it's important. If you didn't put it there, and if you didn't create that spoon, you must absolutely destroy it. Then you can go, there is no spoon. There is no limitation. There is no thought. There is no blockage. There is no stress. You're human though. 100% of that is impossible. But you're not asking yourself for 100%. You're asking yourself ultimately for most of the time though. Reclaiming my time. You need to reclaim most of the time in your own damn mind for yourself. Now, some people like feeding on that energy, right? They don't know anything else. Like they say, if you know better, you do better. Some people don't have do better experiences. But I can almost tell you at a certain age, that's because they haven't tried to create them yet. Or they don't even know that you can. Like that's the sadness about this. A lot of people die not knowing this. Like how powerful. People know you don't know how powerful your mind is, but they don't give them the power buttons to turn it on. It's the craziest story. They start going into religions and beliefs and things are good or bad or evil. Like, bitch, there you go simulating dumb shit again. How about you listen? Check this shit out. It's whatever you say it is. Period. So if something inside is happening and reoccurring and stressing you or depressing you, it's because you said it is. This is not a word game. The problem is you said it so many times. You practiced it so many times. You attracted the environment that confirms it for you. You manifested that environment. I'm telling you, it's scary. It's scary. And the problem is, once you get a hold of that and you own that, accountability. Once you're accountable for that, this is what's happening to you, it doesn't change instantly because it didn't get to that point instantly either. Remember, like I said, sometimes you don't count your victories. Well, sometimes you don't count all the steps that created the environment that's persisting either. So keep that in mind. But that's the test. That's the alchemist. Let's say you in Plato's cave. Let's say you're in Jonah's belly. Let's say you're in the den of snakes or lions. Okay, cool. What's going to happen? Nothing happened to them. What did they do, though, in those stories? What were the ancestors and the writers making you aware of? That irregardless of what the environment looked like, up here, they knew there was better. And because they focused on better, then the simulation in that experience went for the better. It may have not went for the best. I'm sure they would live the light, some bad bitches, and some food. But did they die? All right now. So now once Jonah got out of the belly of the whale, and that was 3 days, similar to Jesus, right? Wake up. So after Jonah was in that belly for 3 days, they don't finish that story. They don't even tell you what the message was that he was supposed to deliver. But can you imagine how silly he would be after those next 3 days, that the next time he got on the ship, he got this fucking anxiety, this social disorder, because maybe he'll end up in the belly of that whale again. Now stop the loop. That's the same way with trauma from car accidents. That's the same thing with trauma with a bad experience. Your brain prepares you for a possible, and you know it's possible now. But you have to remind yourself, it's not 100% possible. If it was 100% possible, it happened every day. That does not happen every day. And that's what a lot of people do, right? You're like, hey, you rode on this ride before? Like, hey, how deep is this pool? You know, you're doing the math. You're absolutely accounting. You're adjusting for probability of your survival. But it'd be stupid for Jonah in a timeline where you have to take boats to go to the other cities. So he cannot afford to count on that whale to come back again. But he could break all of that because there's only two options with that story. And that's logical. That's for men. Either you end up in the whale again and it eats you, the end, or you end up in that whale again and it drops you off where you're going. Because that's what his answer, that was his reality. His reality is, yeah, he did get eaten by a whale, but it did spit his ass out on shore. And if it didn't, he'd be fucking dead. So what is the stress and anxiety about? He survived the whale. If anything, he could tell motherfuckers, yo, a whale dropped me off. And what do people do? That never fucking happened. How the fuck do you know? Have you been inside a whale before? Probabilities. No, 0% chance you've ever experienced that. This man did. But it's crazy for him to worry like you. You know how I know? Because you don't think it's true, you're not even worrying about living in a whale for fucking 3 days for real. You are not prepared to live in a whale for 3 days. Because you don't think it's even possible. You see how that is? They have a stress because they went through it. You don't have a stress at all because you don't think it's possible. Which one of you is right? Both of you. So what's the better choice? Faith, belief, references to possibilities that take you away from you calculating your demise. Replace your mind with anti-survival thoughts. Anti-survival mode thoughts, I should say. Don't worry about survival. Worry about thriving. Don't worry about sadness. Worry about happiness. Don't see, it's not as easy as turning that shit off and telling it to go away. That is just step one. To keep it there, to practice it going away, you must refill it with something else. It's like this. It's not one or the other. It's not, hey, negative thought here, go away, negative thought, and then it's blank. No. Negative thought here, oh, you stupid as fuck. Hey, negative thought trying again. All right, 15 seconds. Is that going to help me right now? Let me check my notebook. Oh, fuck you. And just doing this. It takes 21 days to 90 days to form a new habit. 90 for a skill, 21 for a habit. So the first 21 days, this will go from 2 hours, then 20 minutes, then 2 minutes. Then 90 days is 2 seconds. But may I remind you, most days, if you keep picking the right thoughts for you, like your right thoughts, the thoughts that you like, the thoughts that don't bring you down, not what I said, not what the Bible said, not what no one else said. This is important for quality assurance purposes. What makes you feel at your highest, that's the delusion. That's the fake it till you make it. It has nothing to do with what's outside of you. Because if it takes 21 days to make that a practice, and then it's 90 days that it's a skill now, meaning you can call it as soon as it happens, you recognize, you identified it, you can break it down in 30 seconds like I did. Now it's a weapon, not a tool. Then your life starts to change. Because you're going to notice, just in practicing that thought control, it's going to affect every other thought you have. Because now when you approach the world and people approach you, you're not answering and behaving out of this energy. You're now, for the first time probably in a long time, living your life out of this one. So you may not have the money yet, you might not have the circumstances yet, but at least you're here. Even when you're here, have you noticed, when you worried about shit and how bad it can get, and then the date happens, or the person, or the clash, or the confrontation, and you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad. You're like, okay, relief. And that just stays for a few seconds. And then your brain goes, well, let's find something else to worry about. Are you familiar with this pattern? Now imagine if your skill set was to stay here. That's what's happening logically. And then, because it's habit forming, that means it's chemical addiction. So your brain is more addicted to the leak than it is the thought pattern itself. It doesn't give a fuck what you put there. You pick what's strongest there to make the glands. And then your pineal gland is connected to your pituitary and the other artery and the other arterial. Like, I don't know what they all fucking call, but you know what I'm talking about. Hippocampus, hypothalamus, you know, all them motherfuckers. But the pineal gland sends that first pulse. Hence the vision, the thought, the feeling, the imagination. Then everything else works. Then it drips. Then you feel it. He called me a black dumpling. That is hilarious. Y'all let him get away with that. Y'all let the racism sneak through, but with the snapping, y'all cut him in 3 seconds. Ain't that a bitch? Mr. Now says, there is a spoon. You're either soup or crack. But both of those you can do without a spoon. PT Cruiser said 3. Are y'all still here in the chat? How are y'all doing today? Everyone else that snuck in and then drop a fucking like on this fucking video, you ungrateful bastards. It's just 5 of you. Red man, is that you? Technically, yes. I am Indian. How you doing? And I am wearing Mayan God Zim headband. Yes. Quite sure. Quite sure I am. How you doing? You know my granddaddy? Anyway. You drop a like on this video? What the fuck? Is that the only question you had, sir? You remind me of who? Red man's an Indian too. We're Indians. That's why he calls himself Red Man. They used to call Indian the Red Man. Redskins. That's us. We are the Washita Moor Redskins. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I should remind you of Indians. I'm absolutely an Indian. I'm the niggas they found her. Quite literally.
Like all your history books are about us. Quite literally. Like my family in particular. Pocahontas, Rebecca, that's my grandmother. Prester John and Rebecca, my grandparents. That's how the white man and everybody else start their American history. With my damn family, by the way. By screwing over my family. By betraying us on Thanksgiving. That's my family they betrayed. They're writing about the kingdoms. I'm Dwayne Desson Smyth-EL. That's a king name. How you doing? The black dumpling comment was a Korean. I'm not. If they would have called me a red dumpling, I would let them cook. The first day my dream happened to within 2 hours from waking up for it, so weirdish. Explain that, Mr. Now. What do you say? Run that back. I'm missing something. The first day my dream happened to within 2 hours from waking up from it, so it's still weirdish. What are you talking about? This is the first day my dream happened. So you had a dream, and then within 2 hours of waking up, the dream happened? Like not a deja vu, but a confirmation of the dream? I don't know what the dream is, and I don't know what happened. Connect it. Break it down for me. Oh, I hear the Jeopardy music playing now. Final answer. Mr. Now had went to college. He's coming back. He won't tell me what happened now. In the meantime, in between time. Where the fuck was I? I went somewhere. Hopefully I helped somebody out. I should be whooping my ass. 20 years later, I still gotta deal with it. New patterns. That's what the Bible means. If you cast away one devil, and then you partake in that sin again, 10,000 come back. That's how you know they're talking about thoughts. If you're doing a thing, if you're thinking, acting, behaving, talking a certain way, and it causes you undesirable outcome, and you finally correct it, aka go forth and sin no more. If you happen to stumble into that sin again, aka incorrect thought, then what tends to happen is once you parlay and lay with it, it tends to bring 10,000 more thoughts with it. Demons, devils. Because remember, demon means genius. And genius is speaking to a quality of think or thought. Thus, the demons in the case of negativity is negative thoughts. Thoth, Ptah, Jupiter. Come on now. We talking about what's going on inside your brain, nigga. True, sir. That is not to say there's not some strange creatures and things out there, but you typically don't deal with them. You are dealing with humans who are demonic. I wish they were geniuses, though. I wish they kept that definition. Oh, maybe they are geniuses. Maybe they're a genius of bad thoughts. There you go. Unilateral. Not genie enough for me. They're just great at ruining everything because they imagine everything. They have vengeance and they have malice in their heart. The people you just voted for, by the way. Anyway, so we get it. We're getting it better now. We want to knock this out the park. So I'm gonna run Mr. Now's dream back real quick. Shout out to Ellie. Where the white girls at? Don't let Dr. Umar see you. Oh, the dream from last night. A demon from all black showed up in the front door in a dream with a machete.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Push it away. You ain't real. You ain't Freddy. Door-to-door seller 2 hours after. I wake up bothering me. First time since 2019 something happened or someone knocked on your door like that. Called my name first, dressed the same way, even though couldn't see me from the doorbell downstairs. He left the card with the word, yeah, I remember this now, EFL, which is the same shape and height that the demon was in the dream. He was tall as an elf. Green color, called Sarah Epiphany. Phone number and all numbered up to it. Seller was looking for me though. It was selling shit my mom went, what the fuck do I care about vacuums? It kept calling my name. Oh, so you got a premonition. Me too. I had that dream, Hit Boy showed up, and he was at some type of event. It was like beat machines on the wall and shit. It was like a gathering, but you know how my dreams are. It just gave me a glimpse of that. And then all of a sudden I was trying to get away from the KKK or something, and I climbed a tree almost, and there was a red spider there. And then yesterday at night, I saw a fucking white spider again to cancel it out. Son of a bitch. But yeah, and then you showed me those posts, and I was like, oh, he was having an event. I just picked up on that frequency. And that's what you just did. Someone who knew your name, aka you're in the registrar, and they wanted to market to you, and they want to pick that day to market to you. So then you had a dream. But it showed up as a demon, a messenger, of some bullshit. And then you casted it away. You don't need a fucking vacuum. And then 2 hours later, after you wake up of recounting that dream, kind of interesting because it invoked shapes and demons. But in real life, it was just some dude trying to make a sell or a profit. Too bad he wasn't selling profits. Oh, I got you now. So me and you both had the same thing happen in such odd timing. And that's between portals and eclipses. So there's an extra veil opening. I don't know, it's harvest season to begin with. And what have we been planting? Seeds of forgiveness? Nah. How to control the matrix with algebra. And here you are. And you're just 22 years old in Italy. Can you fucking imagine yourself at 40? Was a little dude upstairs shorter than a woman in real life. Damn is correct. Yep. So if anything happened to my crazy ass, you make sure you tell him about the kid that can make beats really good and use his brain for math. And make sure you tell him he was a black guy. They love looking for if he was black or not. Yeah, it was a black guy. No, he was a black guy. Don't fucking lie. No, it was not Nick Miller. It was the black guy. I look like Frank Ocean. What about me looks like a flaming homosexual? Is the Mayan god M headband? Damn it. We can't have shit. Not a rainbow, not headbands, not Tupac, nothing. Not gangsters, not Bloods, nothing. It just goes to the gay people by default with these kids. Yep. Make sure they know I was a black guy. I think Indian is way too advanced these days. We're Indians. We killed them all. Weird story. Then you say they're Native Americans and you buy alcohol and tobacco from them. Which one is it, bitch? Either we're all dead or we don't even exist or I am not one of them. You cannot have it all the ways that it's not me. When it's my fucking parents' language you're speaking. The disrespect in this country, boy. I should evict all these motherfuckers for calling a 45-minute city or something. I don't know. It's not New Madrid earthquake enough for me, I guess. Oh well. Their loss. I'm like, man, you know the Son of God? Did not. They saw it and understood it not.
prerequisites. Oh my, you would have been so pretty if you were white. Why did you delete that? Y'all delete the wrong ones too fast. I got answers for them. I wanted to see how much they're going to continue lying to themselves. I was going to tell them, tell me your top 3 pretty white women you know right now. Name them under 30 years old. You got the AFDS muscle memory. I wanted to find out what a pretty white person was. I'm looking. They just be saying shit. Meanwhile, his mother looked like a hamburger and shit. She would look much more pretty if she didn't have you. Turn her into a big fat ass bitch. Dummy. They're not ready for you, Sarge. They think this is hard. That Hit Boy loop wild too. For the seals, he says wolf season. Yeah. Cause it's corn moon too. That blood moon was a corn moon. That's a fucking Pocahontas soundtrack. Ain't that a bitch? Swoop, Vanessa Williams. It's deep. Harvest time. Same story. Yep, it definitely is. It's definitely werewolves. A werewolf season. Not a werewolf, a werewolf. They almost got it. Conscious, price conscious, awareness. Woke. The real kind. Third eye blind. Third eye unblind. Do. So yeah, your mana is important. And then you got the other symptoms. Energy. Most low vibrational thoughts occupy low vibrational energy in your body too. That's why your diet is important. Your diet is chemical, but more so, how you know you have a good diet or not is how you feel after you finish eating. If you're drained, if you're tired, then it wasn't right for you. Or if your stomach's upset, or you get a headache, then it's the wrong amount or something, or it's out of balance. Why that's important, why that science right there is probably the most important subconsciously, is that if you constantly are spiking your dopamine, your adrenaline, or your pineal gland with some of these artificial things, and it affects you in that way, then what happens? It locks off your ability to bifurcate from how you feel because of what you ate, what's processing, versus what you think. And we're lazy. Our mind is lazy, or what they call it, optimized. It's optimized for laziness, meaning to be in a state in which you don't have to worry or panic, and that's unironic, because if you're in a low vibration, then the lazy thing to do is to stay there, and then boom, you attract low vibrational thoughts again. Just showing you again and again that Hakuna Matata, is all chemical based first. Primary cause. You're reacting like a chemical reaction. There you go. So a lot of our sisters have emotional regulation issues. Hormones out of balance. You've seen it in their diet, their weight gain. Yeah. It's also going to affect their thought space. The palette that they're coloring on is dictated by that. That's like when they go celibate and they start going to the gym and they start fasting and juicing and shit, they start glowing again. And then what do to fuck it up? Pick another Pookie and Ray Ray again. Because they're bored chemically with stable guys. Why? Because they lived their whole life in survival mode. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. This is what they're talking about on a chemical level. You cannot save her. You cannot turn a survivalist into a housewife. A housewife is not a survivalist role. You ever played a video game and you get a character and they have certain attributes based on their background? No Man's Sky, not No Man's Sky, the one that Fallout people made, the other one that's like No Man's Sky. Every character has a narrative, and if you like a dude who's like muscle, then you get bare fist attributes, speech, and things like that. But if you're like a soldier or something, you get marksman, and you can handle guns earlier in the game. Probably because you ain't gonna be walking around talking to niggas. You're gonna start shooting right away, right? So it depends on your playstyle. You trying to get money, or you trying to get armor? Now, if you get money, you can buy the armor, but then you don't have the skill points to use it. Those motherfuckers want to build custom ships and bases. But if you just want to shoot off people's faces, nah, bare knuckle it. Get way more experience. Early, when the game is easy. Then later, when the game is hard, you're like, God damn, I could have used some money for that ship. But then you got to go greasy, so you can steal ships from other people. This way, they can invest in it. You just got to kill them. Oh my God, it's just like in real life or something. So anyway, hi United States, I see you. So, terrible. But true, most of the time. Not all the time. There's a lot of good people that are trying to help, but they're outweighed by narcissists, or were. That's the thing, everybody can't be fucked up, or nothing would work. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good people, well, good intention, well-meaning people trying in our government, in our military, even in the police force. But without consensus or without the majority energy or the majority patterning, it just, you know, it's outweighed. Most people are not racist. It's a low IQ trait. Most people are not evil. It takes too much energy. And then most people don't give a fuck either way. So you just have to keep that in mind. The only one you're accountable, though, for is you. In like the first 15 years of your kid, especially that first 6. Teach your child which way they should go, and they will not depart from it. AKA that main core operating system. You are their first environment. You are their first simulation of what the world is. They build everything else around that. So go to us too. We built everything around the world that our parents gave us. And that speaks to their traumas and the things that they went through a long time ago. Now you have to simulate like you know what to do without even seeing it. That was what's unfair to us as millennials because of how extreme the 60s was. It didn't match up to the 90s. And then, you know what a bitch about that is? Your parents were so paranoid and try to keep you in survival mode that the life that we lived was actually more intense than the life that they thought about when they tried to protect us from it. I don't think they fought as much as I did. They fought a lot though, but they fought in groups. I fought a lot of one-to-one fights. I beat up a lot of fucking narcissists in my time. I didn't even think about it for real. No, there's not a school I went to that didn't fight. I went to a lot of schools. Then I had to go to playgrounds, so I had to fight at the playgrounds. Then I went other places for the summer. I had to fight during the summer. Yeah. Yeah, all the way until high school. Then again in March. I'm the wrong one. But that taught me a different lesson. Like I was telling you earlier about the video game. That's just how I had to play my game. My dad didn't give me no choice. He didn't give me no weapons. So I was like, I gotta be a brawler. And I didn't realize, like, because I'm that way, my thoughts are way more caustic. Like, if I create a bad scenario in my head, it goes all the way there. Places I've been before, and worse. And that's the thing about thresholds and polarity. Everyone doesn't seem the worst. So their brain or their thoughts may not be, I should say it like this. That's why it's hard to judge people with mental health issues. Because you don't quite know what they've seen, their point of reference, and whether or not up until that point they were prepared by anyone else in their environment to handle that. So imagine you go through something where only you went through it in your environment, and then you're like the boy that cried wolf emotionally, or the girl that cried wolf emotionally. People was like, oh, just suck it up, it happens to everybody. But it didn't happen to them. And then that causes distrust. So you're already in a unique situation where no one believes you, but then the people that challenge you, you distrust them now. Because you cannot trust their judgment on something they've never been through.
And then you just start spiraling into that energy, and you create a whole world of unique traumas and dramas that only you have been through. And then you bring it back to the home camp or the home base, and they'll ask you, who told you to take your ass that way anyway? I have a few people I've met in my life that have done these things. One character I knew grew up in a very safe and loving and financially an abundant environment. And in that timeline of their childhood, life looked a certain way. Because of their circumstances, they were even pandered to. So they're used to getting it their way. And suddenly around 12 to 14 years old, all that shit was a tower moment. Now they gotta live in real life with the rest of us. And I watched them, or seen them in and out for about the next 4 years. From going from somebody's princess of everything to just another one of the people, to trying to find balance and fight for that normalcy again. And all the mistakes they made, stumbling to get back to day one. And then what's crazy is they end up making all the same mistakes as the persons involved that got them there to begin with, which was crazy to see the same mistakes made, but because they had the backdrop of what it could be, their outcome was totally different. They could have saved some steps though. That was their parents' fault. Hence, primary environment, which technically in this story is their secondary environment. So it sounds kind of complicated, but it's not. Basically, nurture and nature. They had the inherent generational curse of where they ended up, but where they started, that was their delusion. That was their Santa Claus. Their Santa Claus was that they believed that life should be like this, and that they're this person, and everyone in their life at that time treats them like this. So then when they end up becoming who they really are, they have to work through that shit, fight for it. And they accomplished it, you know. But what the problem is with that person, and I try to talk to them, maybe I'll cross their paths again soon, is that ultimately because of social media, I could tell they're not happy. That was the one thing they didn't fight for. They are now, I think. But they weren't fighting for happiness. They thought the things was why they weren't happy in the middle of their story. So they were unhappy in the middle of the story because they were disappointed, because their world shifted, because the call and response wasn't working. So then they had to go through some shit and fight for it. And then they got the things again. And they provided it for their own family. And maybe the kids are happy, but they're not. Because I really know this person. And that's what I'm saying. Happiness does not come from the outside world. Everybody's going to tell you that. And it's the dumbest thing ever, because it's like, then what? Well, the then what, or the instead of, means that all your steps don't matter if they don't produce happiness. Meaning, you're already out of order if you're taking steps on any other ladder. That's what the brother Newcon was saying earlier, like, you know, it's crazy climbing the corporate ladder because you understand how crazy it is to get to where you want to go on that ladder. He said, I ain't really trying for real. I'm just saying shit. And I'm like, no, I get it. But you started to climb for some fucking reason, because you thought on the other side of that guarantee that if you did make it, you get these things, and those things will make it more, you know, compatible with your happiness. And then you find out that's not true. Because something that you have to do, or where you have to behave, whether it's how you coon, chuck and jive, kiss up, or be a damn super narcissist your damn self, 48 laws of power, that's just too much mana that's required just to get some extra change. And then you realize, in spending the extra money that you got since you had that dream, that even the spare change you got right now ain't enough to make you happy anyway. So what is more of it going to do for you anyway? The same thing, but more of it, maybe faster. So if more of what you got and faster of what you got ain't making you happy, then how is more and more and more and going at it going to make you happy? You should start knowing that you're happy as soon as you start climbing that ladder, if it's the right one. You know how you know if it makes you happy for real? if you'd rather do that than anything else. Ooh, easy money. Ooh, so easy for you to figure this out, but no one wants you to do that. They want you to work really hard and do things that they should have did, but then while they're telling you, they're not doing it. It's a weird story. At least what I'm telling you, I just did this morning. I think yesterday, and the day before. Some of the other days before that. I gotta keep doing it. You gotta keep doing it, don't you? We go. Life will throw new novel things at you. Wait for it. But it sharpens your swords, don't it? Imagine how much easier your life gets because you mastered it. If I master this, life can't get no more harder than this. I done seen everything else. Death and everything in between us. So if I get through this, if I bet on myself, that is, that's all I have to do. All you have to do is bet on yourself. If you bet on the probability that you're going to live, and then me, I can say this. Everyone can't say this, but you can say something. I have been alive so far for almost 40 years. 40 as of yesterday, and 3 more months, calendar years. And in those 40 years, I have lived. And in all the times I have lived, and all the things I went through, and all the dramas and traumas in between it, I'm still here. So, ultimate math. Did it ever fucking matter for me to add up any of those circumstances if I'm still here? Nope. That's a waste of 40 years. If I spent any of it worrying. So when you talk to yourself like that, if I had spent any of my time worrying, I wasted so much time. See, it's not time about what you're doing with your hands. It's really the time of what you're doing with your mind. Shout out to Aaron. Said, peace, man. I hope the energy is up today. My energy's fine. I don't have any problems, brother. Life just fucking sucks. It's okay for life to suck. I don't suck though. So life is gonna have to match not sucking soon. Pause. You ever feel like just be life? Yeah, I live.